Today we have a new mission. I have finished the healer tier list. The healer tier list, I am very proud of that. I spent a very long time actually testing everything, really seeing what the damage patterns were like, etc., etc. So I feel very confident in my rankings. Obviously, one or two things could be off, but in my opinion, very happy with the healer tier list. I need to update the tank one, but aside from that, we're going straight into DPS testing now. I got the privilege of literally learning and talking to one of the best Frost DKs in the world. Amazing. It is an incredible privilege, by the way. Right? Genuinely. On the way. Now, that being said, guess what I get to play today? Frost DK. Today, actually, I get the chance and the privilege to see if the coaching that I received is going to be enough for me to actually play the spec. So, a few things first. Obviously, if I play Frost DK, I'm going to need 2 weapons. So I'm just going to go grab those real quick. The one-handed playstyle is apparently better. Aside from that, yeah, that's mostly what's going on. So, let's go ahead and grab today. Start a little bit. Yo. Hold up. My transparent overlay is being a little weird. One second. Oh, there it is on the side here. Yo, what's up, Small? Hey, King. Hey, Chloe. Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Onielli? Yo, I have to, first of all, move my microphone. Voila. And second of all, I'm excited to test this DK today. I'm very excited. Yo, I gotta log into all my pre-patch characters, my retail, and see what my time looks like. I want to know what the time looks like. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because you know how you have a... You have that, though? Oh, yo, what's up, Vic? I thought you were Vic Man's DK for a second, and I was like, oh, sorry, I'll be right there. I just got to grab 2 weapons for Frost, and then we'll... on the way. They're right here. Grab 2 enchants for them, and we're good to go. Oh, you know what? Don't I have to rune... Oh, wait a second. I definitely have to just go to the forge and get that real fast, because I'm a DK, so I don't enchant them normally. That was going to be close. Ooh, got you. How often do you do this, Mel? I'm not familiar exactly with what the protocol is. Okay, let me just go Deathgate then, and then basically I'm ready to go. Everything else should be set. Yeah. I got combat potions, got some flasks. Nice. Good morning, Splotch. Thought I'd offer... a what? A chat? 1 per week. Got you. Got you. Hopefully it goes smoothly, I believe. Okay, Deathgate, real quick. Almost there. Oh, sorry. We lost somebody. All good. I apologize. Yeah, I logged in, and I wasn't expecting to join a key that fast, but then all of a sudden, that's on me. I wasn't expecting to get asked to join a key. I was going to wait like 10 minutes. I'll be right there. I'm almost ready. I basically logged into beta. I log in like 10 minutes before I actually start stream and just like get all the stuff set up right. And then sometimes when I log in, somebody whispers me and they're like, "Yo, like let's go key." Frost DK is a fake spec? I don't think so. I think it's a real spec. Well, let's see what I do on it first, right? Yeah. So I know. I'm assuming I go 1 Razor Ice. That's a good question, actually. Do I go 2 Razor Ice? You gotta imagine that it's 2 Razor Ice, right? For Frost DK. Start playing Resto again. I missed the double life bloom. It is interesting. Yeah. I genuinely do believe actually the same thing. I thought Resto Druid was weird, Sean, when I went back to it without double life bloom, etc. But actually, you don't really feel it. It's a little bit friendlier to ramp without 2 life blooms, anyways. Alrighty then, shall we? Yeah. I know the party's a little mad at me because I wasn't expecting to join the thing that fast. I thought I had more time. Okay, so I'm just gonna put 2 Razor Ice on here, and I guess we'll go from there. What's your benchmark for judging melee specs? I haven't tested enough melee specs to have a benchmark. I've mostly been doing tank and healer, so this will be kind of a new... I haven't really played much melee at all. In particular, I haven't played a lot of melee. Frost 2 times one-hander. I got to learn, Vic, from the... Frost DK is not a spec I'm very familiar with, but I happen to get very lucky and just really learn from an absolute amazing, like literally one of the rank 1 Frost DKs in the world. Like, he is so good. Like, we're talking like a, 4.1K type gamer. Like, he's amazing. And Not Obly. No. I got to learn from Obly as well. Obly taught me Unholy. I filmed a video with him recently. Got to learn from Froststrike, who is the Frost DK. He does not play Unholy as much. So I got to learn from Obly. I did Unholy with him a week ago. I haven't uploaded it yet, though. But I'm excited. That's also really cool. So I'm going to test out Frost. So it's a learning experience today a little bit, though. What you're saying is Frost is the worst melee spec. Technically, yeah. I suppose Frost is the worst melee spec I've tested thus far. I suppose you're right. You would be correct on that. Quezzle! Yo, I forgot to respond to your thing again. Fox ears for a minute. Hold up. Wait a second. I missed the fox ears, though. This is my first key on Frost. Literally my first key on Frost, though. Yeah, Unholy is tuned pretty well right now, so I don't know exactly how the Unholy will finish its tuning because it got... Dude, Unholy has been through so much on this beta cycle. It was one of those things where it was really bad, and then they over-buffed it for one day. It was doing crazy damage, and then they nerfed it, and then they buffed it again, and then they nerfed it again, and then they nerfed it one more time, and then they stealth nerfed it, and then on top of that, they changed it again, and I was like, oh my, okay. So there was a lot going on with this Unholy business. Ooh, he has a route for Windrunner. I also started making a route for this place. Let's see. I genuinely want to test it. Let's combat log it. Boom, combat log. Oop, combat log on. Bam. Let's give it our best shot. I'm ready. I'm ready. The group has waited long enough. I'll reset my meters. I can pre-combat potion if I knew where it was on my bars. There it is. Playing only Unholy a lot. You know, Quezzle, you're newer to WoW. I think that one thing that Unholy did significantly, really just amazing at this point. Do you know what they did? They nailed, absolutely fucking nailed the class fantasy of it. The class fantasy for Unholy is really, really good right now. That is a significantly early lust. I'm going to go kick this. I will AMS early and often. Boom. So now I proc my cooldowns, and then I apply this. Boom, bam, bam, bam. Apparently my macro is actually just announcing to the party chat that I have done this, so I apologize very much. My bad. Okay, so we're going to go here. Bam. I'm trying to do the loop gameplay, so I'm going to kick that. Boom. This is my first key ever as Frost, by the way. Literally never done a single key. This will be my first ever attempt at Frost. You got to get them out of this, by the way. So I missed some globals there, but it's okay. Oh, my grip is here. That's why. Okay, so I missed my grip. Bam. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So I'm going to AMS. So this probably won't go perfect, but I'm excited to get better over the course of today. Can't do any damage with them in there. You have to move them. You gotta move them. We gotta move them out of the circle. That's a 95%, 99% DR. We gotta move them out. Gotta move them out. Oh! I have lost all my damage. All the damage is gone. All the damage is gone. Ho. And I missed my second pillar window because of that. So there's a lot of min-max that I learned about Frost DK, but I'll be relatively locked in testing. I'm excited though. I love learning new things. It's got to be one of my special hobbies in World of Warcraft. Is just learning new stuff all the time. It's awesome. And he set logs up. Yeah. Okay, so I don't want to basically proc anything here, because there we go. And we're going to go this way first. Interesting. Yeah, that was super sad. We lost all of our damage. So there's a way to pre-move that as a tank, right? So I have to start auto-attacking the mobs very first and foremost, but I don't know what we're pulling here. Looks like he's going further. Unsure. Boom. Okay. My macro is going to be announcing to party chat. That is hilarious. Gotta fix that. Where are we going? Are we grouping on the caster? I'm the one with grip, so let me just grip the caster then. And my grip is on E, so I will grip the caster now. Boom. And then I will pillar because I'm overcapping. And then here. Yeah. Basically, though, the class fantasy of Unholy is awesome. That is Omega Giga class fantasy. Just because you are actually a necromancer of the undead. It doesn't really get much more hype than being a necromancer of the undead. That is absolutely Giga. Sounds pretty fake to you then? Well, we'll see. So I can summon the dragon back now at this point. That's the 45-second cooldown and one of the min-maxes that I learned from the Giga Frost DK. So I should have good damage on this pole at the very least. And this will be a better example. I got hit by that, my bad. it'll be interesting. Again, there are very few specs in World of Warcraft, by the way, that I have actually never played a single time. This would be one of the very first time. Well, you know, Small, I think you've heard my thoughts on necromancers in real life. So the necromancers in-game is more of like a class fantasy. So I'm going to wait for a killing machine proc, or I empower rune weapon to grab that proc, because I don't want downtime. It's a little better here, but I'm not going to send cooldowns, of course, at this point, though. Unholy is just a healer with bad timing. Well, one of my favorite parts about playing DK DPS in general is just how independent I feel, you know what I mean? Because, like, I am basically in control of my own destiny, more often than not. So, my cooldowns are super mistimed here. I would love to teach... Okay, here's my big problem with DPS. Can I give you guys... I'm going to start today off with an absolute banger take. You ready for this? Because I have a banger take for you guys. I have such a hard time not playing tank sometimes. Sometimes, I have an amazingly difficult time not playing tank. Because I'm just like, oh, can I teach him a route? Or like, oh, can I do this? Or like, oh, can I just expose him to this thing? Or it's like, dude, I have so much knowledge as a tank that I just kind of want to... I have a very hard time taking a back seat, you know? It is extremely difficult for me at times to let other people control the pace of the dungeon. Because I have strong opinions, let's say. And I'm going to be real with you, basically. The idea here is that, you know, everyone feels like that. Like, every tank player secretly plays tank because they're a little bit of control freaks. Like, it's just the thing. Like, there's part of the joy of playing tank, and why you take on the responsibility of the role is because you're like, oh, but I have a better opinion on this than you have. You know what I mean? Like, it is actually a fundamental part of tanking. But yeah, basically, this DPS is immortal. I don't think, from my key and testing, every single time I've played with an absolutely Giga Frost DK, they don't have the highest damage. So me, learning the spec and missing a bunch of globals, I imagine that this spec is not feeling very overtuned right now. Unholy is, but Frost is not a spec that is actually overtuned. So one of the hardest things for me is going to be just straight melee uptime for killing procs. I need to move that there, perfect. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. I'm not doing absolutely terrible for what I think the current tuning is. However, oh man, I'm getting hit by all. I'm so sorry. I'm like hard locked into my rotation here. So cooldowns, boom, bam. Okay, I'm watching that puddle there. Perfect. Cooldowns here. I lost like all my damage on the first pull, and then it's just hard to maintain uptime because I'm a little confused where we're going. That's okay. I have to practice the actual skills of being a melee. Much like tanking and healing, there are many skills to being a melee DPS that I don't have completely locked down. Like, just never ever missing uptime is a big one, right? So make sure that button was not lit up with Killing Strike. So I should be careful. I never want to waste this because now I have my dragon coming back on top of this next pillar. Otherwise, this spec is very fast-paced. It's much faster than Unholy. Significantly faster than Unholy, in fact. So I'm like never not casting something. Like, always, always, always. And I learned from the min-max version of the guide with Sam that if I miss globals, like if I've done something wrong, I haven't hit rhyme enough to get CDR and Empower Rune Weapon, or I've wasted Empower Rune Weapon or something. Getting a little bit better. And this enhancement shaman, I wonder if they have been bug fixed. So there, for example, I already missed out on a ton of potential resources. So here we go. Boom, boom, boom. 2 targets is still Frost Scythe. But Frost Scythe also cleaves in front of me. So I want to make sure that, again, I'm kind of like as stacked up, like right on these guys. There, I probably missed an Empower Rune Weapon. Frost is an easier rotation because there's technically less to manage. However, the pace of it and just not munching procs, I would say Frost is a very friendly spec, actually. Like, I don't think Frost is an anti-unfriendly spec. It's not technically that punishing because you kind of just go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, like really, really fast. The problem with it is it's not even a sequencing thing, actually. Whoops, I missed my dragon. So there I held for too long. I'm definitely doing something wrong because my damage is too low here. So I'm going to have to ask Sam at some point. I'm going to have to message my DK friend and say, what am I doing wrong? Because something's not quite right about this. But we can learn throughout the day. Again, I don't really mind putting myself out there. It's one of the things, I think it's a special skill of mine that I kind of don't mind being an absolute idiot sometimes. I am okay with learning and just not being good at the thing. Death strike again, boom, death strike again. Oh, my healer's dead. I am the res. I do not have my res bound. That would probably be very helpful. Yo, what's up, Ekamon? Nope, I do not. In fact, I do not. Let me get that on my bars. I went to B-res and realized that I was tunneling a little. Let me look at my overall real quick. Frostlight, Frostbane. Frostbane is still doing a fair bit. I feel like I'm missing something, but I will get better over the course of the day. Here, let me go get, first of all, let me get B-res on my bar. Ooh, are we finishing the key? Do they want to keep going and finish? I'm okay with that. Let me just grab click casting, add on. So I'm using base frames. We just go 1, 2, 3, and bam. But again, I feel like sometimes when people do WoW and stuff, they don't ever want to put themselves out there and they don't want to like seem bad because they're like, oh, like maybe people will think I'm not good or something. It's like, correct. I am in fact not good at Frost DK. But you can see over the course of the day how much better my damage will get over time. And that I think is something that's like super cool, man. I love the improvement, right? Well, Quezel, I filmed with a really, really good DK. I filmed a Unholy basic guide, right? No, yeah, it's a kite. It's a decurse. It's decurse. It's decurse. Is everyone learning here? I can do this, though. No, decurse. Or para. You can also para it, by the way. Whoops. My macro somehow did a weird thing there. The Unholy one, I watched, so the Frost one is interesting, because it really is just kind of like a 2-4 with some min-max to it, and understanding your procs. Like there, I'm going to make sure I do this, and then here. Yeah. Ring of Peace is also works for these ads, but it's basically just a decurse. But yeah, my damage does seem kind of low. Once again, I don't think that Frost is actually overperforming to begin with. But this does seem a little bit wrong. Like I'm doing something inherently quite different. Because they are destroying me right now on the DPS meters. And I feel like I'm doing alright, but definitely not as much as I could do. So, we're going to go here. Boom. The one thing is that I will be unkillable even though I am doing this. So here, boom, whoops. I have the res. I got it. Oh, why didn't my click casting save? Left click. Oh, my B-res didn't save. Why didn't it save? I went to B-res. Damn it. Why didn't it save? Left click. Left click. Save. There you go. Hey, Lee. How's it going? I'm learning something new. Man, how are you today? Yeah, it was fun. Hold up. How are you? I decided to start learning tanking after watching your videos. Nice. Subplay Guardian, I have a question. If you would have 2 points left in the spec tree and have to choose between Moonless Night, Waking Nightmare, Ursul's Warding. If you're trying to play Elun's Chosen without the new... So you mean without Apex talents, Krogo? The main thing would be a decision about damage, passiveness, or whatever. Right now, Moonless Night is very bugged. Like, Moonless Night is, like, significant. Like, you really want to play Moonless Night. It's 40% instead of 20%. So Moonless Night's a fair pickup. But if you're not playing Raze or Ravage, it does significantly less. Yeah? And aside from that, you have Waking Nightmare. Waking Nightmare is a purely passive proc. It doesn't do anything for you. It's a few percent. It's not bad. I would say try any of them. Ursul's warding is not as good as it seems. It reads like it's better, but it's basically a few percent magic DR. Technically, it gives you a little bit more tankiness. But I would say try whatever you want. You could totally go Moonless and Waking. You could totally go whatever. Back and shield like a buffoon is just pain. Oh, no, you're fine, you're fine. I'm all good. I gotta learn Frost. I'm doing something wrong. I feel like it's almost like I have the wrong gear on somehow. But I think that it's probably just me not hitting my globals fast enough. Perhaps. It's the only one. It's on Patreon for free, Quezzle. It's with Obli. That one is here. It's free. Just scroll down a little bit and find the Unholy one. Yes. I was actually working yesterday. I was off stream. I was working on a tank guide for Windrunner. Did Quasi ever come back? No. Right? Yes. So I know you pillar and then you call back the worm on 45 seconds on your next pillar. So my cooldown macro should have that set where I just need to not have it announce the party chat. So let me look here. Cooldowns, macro 2. So I copied that line and I shouldn't have copied that. And I just go hashtag. No, I don't even need the show tooltip here. So that's the macro there. Pillar before that. And then that should still line up basically. Where pillar cast, then the dragon, and then 45 seconds later on my next pillar, I do the same thing where I call my dragon back. And that's kind of the idea. So it's give or take like this. But either I'm doing directionally something wrong, or I'm just simply not casting fast enough. I should have, technically speaking, this should be the right gear, quote unquote. So it's probably just a learning experience. No problem. Quick thoughts on Blood. Blood is playable. If I was going to make a tank tier list, which I do have to update, the thing with Blood is there's no reason to play it. That's the absolute main thing about Blood right now is you have to understand. It doesn't provide anything that another tank wouldn't technically do better. So it's a little bit, because its numbers are not high enough, but it doesn't feel nearly as bad post-buffs recently. It is, however, and one thing I want to clarify, it is immortal up to a certain key level. That's one of the things. Immortal up until a 16 or a 17. Then it has problems. So when people say Blood can't live, they mean at the higher keys, in general, Blood is immortal. Like, you are super independent. You don't actually need a lot of healing still. You're not the most independent, but you're solid up until a certain key level. And then all of a sudden, you're going to be lagging behind. Does that make sense? Hopefully that answers that question. All right. Okay. Let me see if Sam is online, because I would love for him to coach me a little bit. I wish that I had some coaching, to be honest. I'm planning to abuse Tank Bridge up to 10s, so that's fine. In which case, Blood is going to be great for that. Blood can absolutely carry a plus 10, plus 12, plus 15, and it's super important to clarify that because a lot of people will be ranking Blood very low, but it's not actually the case. Like, Blood is very good for most key levels. It's actually better. Like, you know, and that's not even... Blood perfect play is a lot easier, Zeta, than it used to be. For example, one of the things with Blood is that you used to have so many setup globals to try to maximize Shattering Bone, which was really complicated for aggro, and you had to make decisions. All that's gone, and you don't have any CDR anymore, so you can kind of just walk in Marrow Rends and just live the first part of the gather, live a few hits, get your resources rolling, and then it's a lot more fluid. There's not a lot of min-max like that anymore. So I feel like Blood is going to be a lot more friendly for people who are trying it for the first time. Okay, so let's take a look at this breakdown here. This should be on current, not overall. That should be overall, and that one's current, correct. Go Blood to gear. Yeah, you can totally do that, though. And also, if you're good at it and you know the keys, you'll be able to carry extremely well. Extremely well, you'll be able to carry your early keys. The start of a season, right? This is something very important. Listen to me. I'm going to make a video about this right before the season actually comes out because it always saddens me that people don't know this. It's like critical information about the game. New expansion, new dungeons, almost no one plays beta. So you have to understand, your first few weeks of keys are going to be terrible. Literally terrible. Because no one knows mechanics. So you will wipe even at a +2 or a +5 where you normally wouldn't. You will have problems. Don't be toxic. But also don't go in with the expectation that somehow you're just going to blast keys early on. It's so important that people understand this. And I swear people don't understand this and it makes me sad. Just like you got to go in with the mentality of we're going to have fun and this is a gearing thing and we're all learning, help people learn. But most people haven't played beta. Does that make sense? Good morning, Veronica. Hello there. Well, hello there, Veronica. Yeah, but that's like, it's just in gaming in general. Like, if you have the expectation, like, oh, Midnight's here, season 1. It's like, I'm going to go so hard. I'm taking off work for the week. If you're not playing with people who played beta, you are going to fail. And that is okay. It's okay. It's okay. You know, it's all right. What's up, Veronica? Oh, Veronica, I had an idea. I was going to message you. I had a little, it was a creative thought process. Just keep in mind, I am not the most creative person. If you take a look at my characters on beta, they are named a Wu-Tank 1, a Wu-Tank 2, a Wu-Tank 3, a Wu-Tank 4, a Wu-Tank 5, a Wu-Tank 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm not a very creative person. So sometimes when I try to engage the creative part of my brain, it's like I really have to sit there and meditate and be like, visualize the penguin, be the penguin, walk away to the mountains. Like, I just have to somehow get it in there. You know what I mean? Oh, hi, oh, hey, Stoops. Yeah, well, my priest is a Wu-Tang set. That's true. And, or it's a Wu-Tang plus the class name. What's up, Stoops? Okay, so I have my B-Res bound now. I think I have everything else set up as best that I can. My question is, something is not quite right with what I'm doing. So I am going to keep trying and see if I can get better. All right, so okay, I am trying Frost now. First time you're here, don't know what to expect. Oh, yo, what's up, Stoops? It's the first time in my stream. How would you? Okay, so anybody who's been in my stream now for any amount of time, my question is, how would you describe it? For somebody who's never been in my stream, how would you describe my stream? Out of curiosity. Lots of yap. That's true. Okay, so I'm a yapper, certified yapper. What's up, Boba Fetta? Have you ever met Boba Gouda? Not like a dangerous pull, or did you? Oh, it's not. Oh wait, shit, Akamon doing bits. Oh wait, what did I say for my bits today? What's the challenge today? Yo, haven't seen that kind of damage go. That's because, yeah. So first pull is there are 4 dispels. There's an AOE. There's a tank hit, and also there's a few other things going on. A, it lived too long, Deco. So that was number 1. B, it's a 4 dispel profile, so revival goes really hard. The dispel is quite dangerous. So 4 dispel is very revival is really good there. Okay, hold on, wait a second. 400 bits. That means that we need to do some push-ups, I believe. That's 12 push-ups right there. Easy. All right. All right, we're going to start doing it. We got push-ups today. The reason is, okay, yep, 100 equals 3. So that's 12 push-ups. I am not doing jump squats today. Allow me to explain why. My legs are still so sore from the last stream. In the last stream, I did 150 jump squats. And my legs are incredibly sore. So today I had to do something that was not jump squats. That is just to clarify. Yeah, lots of apps, feta, and ice cream. Right, Stoops. And the other thing is that I have to ask you, Stoops, your name is Stoops2000. If you remove the T from your name, are you having a good day or a bad day? Because the other thing that you should probably know is that You know, we don't really like soup in this chat. And the soup is a weird thing that humans created a long time ago for survival reasons, and I don't know why we still do it. Been watching your stuff to hype myself up to try tanking in midnight. Nice. Was so anxious, just quit. Honestly, cam of beans. I wish and I hope that my content in any way, shape, or form will help people feel more comfortable playing the roles in World of Warcraft that allow them to have a good time. So if that's tanking or healing, I want people to feel comfortable with that. And if that's DPSing, I want them to have a fantastic time with it, regardless of what it is. But it's just important to me that people realize that this is a game. You are supposed to have fun. I know it's a wild concept, but you know it's a thing. You're supposed to have fun with World of Warcraft. You know what I mean? It's not supposed to be a chore. And if tanking makes you feel that bad, yeah, don't play it. But if you do want to try it, let me see if I can help you. I have some ideas for how I can help people feel more comfortable tanking. All right, Ekamon, bet. Here we go. So for push-ups today, I'm going to show you, I'm doing real push-ups. Is that fair? I will show you what I mean. I'm not doing some basically really bad push-ups. Oh, ignore my keyboard. I don't want to show you my desk. I can never move my camera far enough that you actually see my desk. Otherwise, you'll hate me forever. Okay. So real push-ups, 12 push-ups, real quick. Here we go. All right, from here, can you see the push-ups? Great, here we go. Full push-ups. From here. More. Nice. There's 12 push-ups. Easy. Now, the advantage for me with push-ups is the fact that I have quite a long nose. And because I have a long nose, I don't actually have to go as far to the ground. I just need my nose to hit the ground. So this is an advantage, you know. The bigger nose you have, the you know what they say. I don't actually know why they say that. I don't think there's any correlation whatsoever. Might be, but I don't think so. All right, let's do it. Is healing a chore or DPS? I think that depends. Actually, there's no real answer to that. I think some people would say healing is harder than tanking. I would think some people would say that tanking is harder than healing. I genuinely believe that it's a personal preference at the end of the day. Which I have up before spending rage. So if you're going to maul and raise, on pre-patch right now, Krog, it's actually not that beneficial to begin with as EC. But on beta, it will be more beneficial. Okay. So, where are we going? Where are we going with these mobs? Hold up. Where are we going? I gotta do big damn. I gotta do big damn here. Empower Ruin, bam. Next AoE, I IBF. Boom. I don't call back the dragon yet, I don't think. Actually, I wasted my Apex so hard there. Also, I forgot to reset the meters, but it looks like I'm doing slightly better here. Oh, they're still in the circle. Gotta move them more. Gotta move them more. I can get one out. You gotta move them way more than that. Oh, our damage. No, our damage. We cannot do any damage here. Hold up. AMS. How many stacks of Iron Fur? So basically the answer is 1, but technically speaking, the actual answer is it depends on the content you're trying to do. Yeah. That's going to be the biggest tank thing. Like for example, when I make a routing video, I'm going to help explain that to people. I already started making it yesterday, but it's going to take me a little bit. There are so many little tank things for this dungeon in particular. Death Strike. Okay, so we have to hold a bunch of damage there. We're going to reset the meters real quick because I lost all the uptime. Here we go. Let's see. Next pull. This is the one. This is where I do damage for sure. It's got to be the next pull here. Here we go. So we're going to grab this caster in. Perfect. Cooldowns. Bam. And then it's an alternating here. I think I actually call back the dragon early this time because I have a feeling I'm going to lose uptime otherwise. So we generate resources. Boom. 3, 2. Let's see what the meters look like. Do the meters look better? See, I'm improving. Just a little bit, though. Good morning. Good morning. I'm learning a new thing. So this is just a reminder for everyone. This is a judgment-free zone today. That's okay. You can judge me all you want. I don't mind. My special skill is that actually I don't mind putting myself out there. It's a very underrated skill, you know that? Everyone always thinks that you have to show off for people, but I'm just not a very showy-offy type person. It's not my thing. Like, I'm so okay with being bad and learning as I go. So there's no reason I'm more than 2. Yes, correct. In IRL? Yes, also that in IRL. So Stoops, for example, many people still have this thing where it's like they really want to appear extra confident and stuff. And that just isn't really it's not in my vocabulary. I'm not a prideful person. In particular, I'm just not pride is not a big thing for me. Confidence is a big thing for me. Here, I'm going to live this. Watch this. I might be able to get this. I might have it. Potentially. I stop this. Death strike. Ooh, death strike. Here we go. Well, to be fair, I'm only clicking my cooldowns and their macros, so... Ha! No, I'm alive. I don't need it. I'm a Death Knight. That's the best thing about playing Death Knight. I literally can't die. Like, it's actually physically impossible for me, basically, to just perish in the middle of a pool. It can't happen. I'm gonna grip this and stop that cast. There we go. That's like actually my favorite thing about playing DPS DK. It's not even whether it's tuned well or the damage. It's actually just that I think if you were going to carry your entire team, this would be the best spec to do it on, regardless of tuning. At most key levels, when maybe the damage is not that important and competitive, just being a DK will make your keys go significantly smoother because you physically cannot die. And the fact that you can't die is so impactful. Okay, I'm calling back the dragon early here. Yeah. Oh, no. Frost and Unholy, they're the same. They have the same utility package. But I don't think there's a better spec in this game to carry your team than Frost or Unholy DK. As long as they are tuned well, because there have been times in WoW's history where it was actually just like, these specs are kind of unplayable in keys, and, you know what I mean? Like, there have been times in WoW's history where in particular, DPS DK is so bad that it's very hard to play. You know, Unholy used to only pop off in MDI style mass AoE type pulls, and that isn't the case anymore, which is great. And Frost was just actually a forgotten stepchild. I mean, Frost was like the Windwalker of a monk until its glow up recently kind of gave it a lot more popularity, because it was so good for a few seasons that people were like, oh, hey, there's this Frost DK thing. But before that, I mean, the representation of who enjoyed Frost DK was incredibly low. Okay, so directionally, I think that might be one of the best things for me to improve upon at this point. Is I need to be careful about what direction I'm facing just a little bit. I believe I'm missing many of my abilities. So there's a proc. And I shouldn't have sent there early. I'm not sure if that was the right choice or not. Yo, what's up, Zooty? Thanks for stopping by and saying hi. I'm not going to send any cooldowns here. I think I refuse to waste my cooldowns at this pull. I kind of want to tank. I know I said I would test DPS today, but a part of me wants to tank this and show like a really cool route and a way to do this. I am like... This is the hardest thing for me about DPSing. I'm going to say this a few times today. When a tank is learning a dungeon, the right thing to do is pull like he's pulling right now. But I am just sitting here waiting because I know what the next pull is, so I want my cooldowns for it, and I have no idea if we're chaining or not chaining. And I have no knowledge about what is going on. So technically, this is not a bad way to learn a dungeon. But it's kind of because I've been doing these keys now for a while. I'm not going to backseat. Like, I'm going to just chill, but I mean, I lost all my damage there because actually we were going to take our time, and I totally should have sent my cooldowns. But at the same time, I didn't want to because I know what pull is next. And I'm not going to, like, pull for him or anything like that because that's super toxic behavior, and I would never do that. So here, we're about to pop off. Basically, oh, no, because we're moving this way. And I don't know, we're popping off here. But this is a rough chain here. Rough chain. Careful. Yep, so if you pull all of this, then you need to actually CC. I'm going to stay on one of these Dragon Hawks. I'm going to stop that Fire Spit. Otherwise, I'm going to do this. The AMZ comes out. Help that. Tough chain, where we do our full cooldowns. My damage kind of pops off a little bit. I've been loving the new Auto Blessing of Sack Talent in pre-patch. I actually think that those things are not that bad. And ultimately, although they'll never be as valuable, like the truth is... Okay, I don't want to stop this one, but I'll stop that one. Perfect. Grip. The things like Auto Blessing of Sacrifice or Auto Cast of many different abilities in WoW make the game more accessible, because oftentimes thinking about that extra little bit is just annoying. And I like the fact that those exist. Yo, where's this man's make my spells go up in your action bar? Oh, this is I'm using Bartender right now. I set up Bartender. Hey, Ekamon, thank you, by the way, for the push-ups. So here's what I realized with stream recently. If I get moving during stream itself, then I don't really have to go to the gym. Like basically, it just means I can stream for much longer. It basically doubles my streaming hours because I won't not go to the gym, right? Like, this is not something that I'm really okay with. So, okay, we're waiting. Cooldowns now. Boom. Here. Boom. Boom. And then I think we still hold the dragon. And then this is single target now. So single targets obliterate. And this is pure single target. And this is my first experiment with pure single target. I should be able to Death Advance this knockback and then position myself much better. Perfect. Cool. I think Lichborn still gives me Leech, so it might be worth pressing. But now it's Frost Strike instead here. And then I'm going to Pillar in a second. I want to Rhyme to get a little CDR here. Otherwise... Okay, hold up. We're going to Pillar in 3, 2, 1, boom. And that means I get my dragon back. He gets a B-res. Got it. Yep. Well, I got to start studying Frost DK, but keep in mind that this is one of the specs that I have literally never played before in my life. So it's really cool. I love learning new things. Like Noob. Also, Noob, by the way, yo, dude, just, you've been in my stream for a very long time now, and you have done so much for me. Bro, call me. I meant to tell you this on Discord earlier. Bro, just ask me for a call. Like, let me do one call with you, and I will give you so much information that will really, really help you. Because I admired your text from yesterday. It's a very real thing. So, yeah. Just shoot me a call, okay? We'll make a time to, like, just actually call, and I will talk to you about that stuff. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. Big single target. DK is actually immortal. Okay, so my single target feels a little bit better at this point. Let me just put this tornado away. Cool. And then I have one more pillar and apex talent. My single target feels better to me than my AoE, actually. But this still is kind of low. It only looks good because my other DPS are also doing no single target right now. We'll hit the wrong button there. Otherwise, this spec is kind of like a hit the thing when it lights up. So it doesn't feel actually terrible. And then we alternate here. Then we want to proc that there. Perfect. So only one proc. Well, we never want to munch killing strikes. Like 45k? What's up, Travel? Yo, Travel. So I was thinking, I started stream today, right? I took yesterday off. And then I was like, holy. Bro, my legs from the jump squats were feeling it. I didn't feel it on the day, but I woke up the next day and I was like, oh my god. Yeah, it was crazy. I still feel it today, so I had to decide something upper body now. I basically realized that the solution here is that I have to do upper body today. Is now no. It was okay. Like I'm chilling. Let's see if I can live this. I need to stay in melee though. Death strike. Here we go. We might be able to finish this boss here. I can probably live. I'm a DK. Like, I don't think I'll die here, actually. Because I have this. And then we just have to drop the tornado, like in melee. This is why you play DK, because I don't actually need a healer. Although here is going to start getting a little tough. I'm actually more worried about my tank than I am worried about myself. AMZ, here we go. Combat potion. Can I survive? Can I survive? Holy. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, it was so close. Ah, we did it. Hey, easy. Yeah. Dude, DKs are immortal. I told you, man. Twitch log. I'll message. Yeah, by all means. Yo, what's up, Nid? Good morning. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. VDH is incredible at that boss. The other way. This way. VDH is very good at that boss. You just need to know when the damage is happening. VDH is like super strong there, though. Not just turning around. Good job, noob. That's the thing. Whenever you approach anything scary in life, do you know, and my personal belief system is you have to be willing to do hard things to succeed at anything. So when you do something scary, it could be trying a new spec in World of Warcraft. It could be a fitness thing, whatever it is. Good job. It's just constantly it's basically edging yourself into productivity because it's scary to try new things. And if you just sort of, you know, another little second here, another little second there, like eventually you'll be the world edging champion for productivity in your life. You know what I mean? You just have to do a little bit more. And the biggest thing is not turning tail when you're afraid and not just running from it. That's the goal, you know? What's up, Burson? I'm trying something new. So realistically, it's not going to be the most successful experiment. However, I want to see if I can play Frost DK a little bit better than I was playing it before. So I think I'm just going to drag it immediately because this pull is not going to chain at the right time otherwise for me. Yeah, you could be. Don't limit yourself, Zeta. The thing is, Zeta, you can be whoever you want to be. If this is one of your goals, then by all means, you know, you have to be willing to pursue your goals. Yeah, don't let anybody ever tell you that you can't do something. You can find a way. I believe in you. I mean, you have Olympic male athletes, and the big controversy there is that they're injecting themselves. Well, do you know this? So, in sports, especially at the Olympic level, basically it's kind of like the race the world first, except for the fact that it's physical. So they do kind of degenerate things to give them any advantage whatsoever. And are you familiar with what happened this year at the Winter Olympics? Yes. I will tell you, it's very interesting because you're like, what? Like, on one hand, you just think, I respect it because it's just like, wow, what dedication to your craft. Basically, it's the long jump, basically, where they need as much surface area because every single centimeter that they add to their crotch area, this is purely informational, I promise you, just in case anybody's listening to this, every single centimeter that they add gives them, I think on average it was like 9 yards, 27 feet or something. Yeah, it gives them a lot. So it's a massive advantage to have any amount of extra stuff down there. So what they do, right, is they're currently injecting to try to get as much drag time via the crotch area as possible. So as they jump, their suit wants to catch. Now, this is regulated like to the centimeter, like to the millimeter, I believe. Like, there's very strict guidelines on how big like the fabric of their suit can be. Like, it's a very, very specific guideline. So apparently the controversy this year is that people were trying to get more area in their crotch so that they could travel further in the jump. And it worked. The thing about it is that it worked, which is kind of funny, right? I mean, right. Yeah. Now, I just basically, the way I think about it, right, because I'm a male. Listen, man. Listen. I respect the craft, because I would never do that. That seems like something, if somebody told me you can get, like, you know, a few more yards in your long jump, but the price is this, I would be like, I'm good, thanks. But they were like, no, we're full sending, man. And I was just like, oh, man, I respect that. Like, you know what? Like, the drive to be competitive is insane. And will make you do things that you never thought you would do. You know what I mean? You know, all I can tell you on that, Malden, listen, all I'm going to tell you about the chess comment is that when I was younger, I was a chess champion. So, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You can do with that information what you will. Just like I will try to do with a Killing Strikes proc, because I didn't get any right there, which is super weird. Probably should have empowered Rude Weapon, though. What is the price of top-tier tanking? Probably losing friends. No, I think that, honestly, at the highest level, you actually make a lot of friends because there aren't that many people who do it. So if you're trying to get to, like, a very, very high level in keys, the best thing is you make friendships. Like, you build real relationships doing that. Prop Pally AT. I did a key off stream yesterday as Prop Pally, and the damage is still, like, significant, right? Like, my damage is really good if I'm not playing Sentinel. The problem with it is I don't know if it's really going to be able to live meta keys. Like, I noticed that it was squishing a 15, and that is problematic for the spec. Like, the fact that it is squishy in a 15 is concerning for what might happen at a higher level. I think that if I went 17 plus, I'd have to swap Sentinel, and if you swap Sentinel as a like, is it viable? Like, it'll be fine. But I don't think you're going to see it represented in rank 1 world first keys with how other tanks are looking right now. So normally that's what people judge meta viability off of. And so if people are looking at, you know, what Yoda's doing or what Kira's doing or what, you know, the MDI is doing, then basically Prop Pally, I don't think you're going to see it. Could be wrong, but there are many other tanks that will be better, you know. It depends. Like, we're expecting a Druid to get nerfed. So if Druid gets nerfed, then yeah. I'm not sure about VDH because they still haven't really fixed a lot of the bugs with it. So I'm not really sure about the VDH, to be honest. Oops. I got super melee. Yo, hold up. Hear me out. What if, just for one key, I tanked? Hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. What if for a single key I tanked? What do you think? How do we feel? I know I said I would DPS test today, but I'm the Frost. I just don't know if I'm tuned as highly. Like, I don't think I'm doing that bad, and I'm definitely getting better over time. But I also kind of want to show Deco like the route for this place. I'm kind of like now I'm feeling a little bit like I kind of want to show off just a little bit. Frost tanking kind of. I'm thinking about it. Yo, what's up, Fratty? Fratty, you know, for example, this is a complicated... Fratty, have you ever played Monk in World of Warcraft? You can't pop out this channel. I thought I could still do this. I have an add-on for my chat right now. Well, there you go. Here. What do you think about this? How would you feel if you were in party chat and this is what somebody was saying? Because I promise you there's context to this. It's just if you don't know World of Warcraft, you're going to be like, bro, what? But this is he's talking about his build, his play style. This is his play style. So I just, yep. There you go. Only very little. It's a class. I've always been fascinated about it. I think Monk is super fun right now. What's up, Lucy? Yeah. I mean, you know, again, this is what Malden was saying earlier. You got to do what you got to do to become a champion. Been practicing tank for the last couple weeks. Just tanked to 16. Nice. Hey, congrats, King. That's the best feeling as a tank right there. Absolute best feeling as a tank is when you get that whisper after and you're like, nice. Hey, VK, you were doing great, by the way. I don't know if that was your first time in Windrunner. And also, like, obviously my damage is a little low right now. But I can do one key. I can go Unholy here, too. I don't mind either way. Here, let me just link this here. Oh, yeah. But yeah, that is a real thing for what it is worth. Actually, what I was saying earlier is a very real thing with the Winter Olympics. There's apparently some controversy. I just wanted to know if it works, and apparently it does work. It is basically one of the only times in life where you can't actually say that the motion of the ocean is more important. In fact, the size of the boat in the Winter Olympics does matter. Our fellow DPS was after saying he enjoyed racing your Ellie Shami. Those are the feelings, man. Those are the feelings. We like those feelings. I kind of want to see this Balanced Root and this Dev. I am not keeping up with them, though. I should be keeping up, but I'm missing something about Frost. Alright, here we go. I'll tank. I'll tank 1 key. Alright? I will do 1 key. How much do you want to heal me out of curiosity? Just let me see what comp we need. Should I play... What tank should I play? If I'm going to do 1 key, should I play Paladin? Should I play... I'm going to go back to the DK soon. So let's say I do 1 tank key today. Out of curiosity. Not that much Frost Exchange. Oh, that's a completely different spec, noob. Thus far, DPS-wise. DPS-wise, I've tested this. So if we take a look at my screen here. Here, let me show you. I have tested this, Freddy. Almost everything at this point, but like half. So I've tested Boomy. I didn't do a Feral Key yet. I haven't tested Ret yet, but I've played Guardian, Resto, Prot, Holy, Prot Warrior. Haven't tested Fury or Arms. I've tested Blood, Unholy a little bit. That was my first ever Frost attempt. I've tested all Mage specs. Oh, this is another Warrior. Haven't tested Hunter yet. Vengeance, but I haven't tested Havoc or Devour. Work in progress. I've tested all Mage specs. I've tested all Warlock except for Destro. I've tested all Prez specs, so Prez, Aug, and Dev. I have tested Mistweaver and Brewmaster. I've tested Resto Shaman, but not in Ellie or Enhance. And then my Shadow Priest haven't tested yet. So that's kind of where we're at now. That's where we're at. Alright, so Warrior tank, Paladin tank. Which one do we want to do? I can show you Paladin tank. I don't mind. We can do 1 Pally tank. Yeah, I got you. Let's do it. But if I play my Paladin, you might need to heal me. I would love to tell you don't need to heal me at all, but I would say if I play Paladin real quick, you got to heal me a little bit. I'm on Enhance. So, there are a few specs, Fraddy, that I have never played in World of Warcraft. Very few, by the way. But one of them is Enhancement Shaman. Never played it before. Zero clue. No idea what the talents are. No idea what anything about anything on Enhancement Shaman. No. I'm not gonna need that much tank healing. I'll be fine. I'm not that worried about it. I think it'll be all right. No problem. All right, so we got 1 DPS. Go ahead and kick my DK. We'll do it. We gotta own this real fast. So there's a lot of tank specific knowledge for a key like Windrunner. I had started working on a guide for it, but also to understand like what pulls do what is very complicated because MDT looks like this right now. So when you take a look at like what is this MDT here? Like when you start making routes, you're like, bro, what is this? This dungeon is massive, but why are they all like, which pack is which? It's very difficult to tell. And then you take a look at like Magisters and you're like, bro, where is everything? It's very difficult right now. Windrunner also looks like this. I kind of wish that they cleaned this up a bit more, but it's okay. So the dungeon entrance is here. You do the first pull. Now, this type of understanding is what I'd go over in a guide. But how do you gather this first pull? And it's mostly that you have to telegraph your movement right. If you don't telegraph your movement right as a tank, then people will start hitting these 2 mobs right there. But that's the last thing you want to pull because this guy does a double debuff and it hurts. He's also a caster. So if you gather from the right and go around the ring, then everything will gather perfectly on top of this caster. Then as a tank skill, you're going to want to look right here. You can chain these groundskeepers, but you cannot chain that caster. So you kill the caster, and then these 4 you can pull in. This pull, however, has a CC mandatory requirement on the Dragonhawk plus another Dispel. And depending on how your group is going, if people are not pressing defensives, I would not fight this with that Spider. Because the Spider was nerfed, but it still has another Dispel on it. So I would make a decision based on how my group is playing, whether or not I chain this here. And it's like, oof, what's up, Zakina? You play a lot. Oh, I played so much healer. Yeah. I've actually spent more time healing this beta cycle than anything else. I really, really wanted to get better at healing. Oh, noob, can you do me a favor if you are here for a second? Can you update some commands for me on the Twitch? Because I'm very bad at doing this and I always forget. Can you update 2 commands for me? I made a healer tier list a few days ago, and I'm very proud of it. I think I put a lot of work into that tier list and actually having played everything that I talked about and knowing where the pitfalls of each healer is. My only regret is it would have taken me another few weeks, and I would have run out of beta time, if I actually tried to bring every healer to like a 17 plus, which is much harder than a 15, so I didn't get to do that. But I want to say that my opinion on what healers feel like is founded on a lot of knowledge. You just want to main one. Okay, what 2 healers are you thinking about, Zykina? Also, hi, Wussy. I'm glad that you like my stream. It actually makes me pretty happy when people are like, yo, like I'm finally awake to catch the stream, because my time difference is crazy. Like my time difference compared to yours is absolutely insane. You know what I mean? I'm 12, 15 hours ahead of you. It is, well, I don't know what time you guys are in actually. Fratty, not you, you're in EU. It is, what time is it for you right now? It's 2 p.m. for me. It's 2:14 p.m. my time, so it's my afternoon. But what time is it for you guys? Dratty, what's up, Dratty? 8 a.m. Yeah, so it's 8 a.m. for you. That's what I figured. 2 a.m. there. So we're exactly 12 hours of, that's crazy. Oh, Zakina, thank you for the prime. Much appreciated. 8 a.m. over there. So 8 a.m. is what? 6 hours behind me? In Miami. So from Miami, I am actually as across the world as you could possibly get. You notice that? I'm 12 hours ahead. What's up, Grims? 12:14, so that's mountain time, I believe. So you're either basically at this point, if you're in North America, you're a degen because it's too late and you should go to bed. I see you there. So that's number 1. And number 2, if you're in the EU, I guess you're an early riser because it'll be like AMs for the EU. Is it my key or you have the key? Window runner spire. Damn. What is sleep? That's a good point. I did not sleep yet. Oh, man. Oh, there you go. That's the command. Dalgroth 1. Fantastic. That's the one right there. So, noob. This one, I need to add this command, right? I want it to link to this YouTube video because this is the DK guide. I will do 1 key because I just want to tank this. Hold up, I want to do 1 key real fast, but let me find it real quick. And then the healer, yeah, so this right here, I got you. It's this one, boom. So we're going to link this first, right here. Okay, that's the DK guide. And then the healer tier list is here. So, yeah. The healer tier list is just the previous video. This one. This is the healer tier list. Yeah, these 2. Yo, hype train. Hold up, wait a second. We started a hype train. Yo. I'm really happy, though. I hope, like, if nothing else, I really hope that I can inspire just a little bit of happiness and chillness in the WoW community. I think that it's so easy to get caught up in almost like toxicity in WoW and thinking, you know, you have to play a certain way or whatever it is, and I just hope that I can help people feel a little bit more comfy for trying things. Yo, thank you, noob. Yeah, the healer tier list. So watch this. If you telegraph your movement and you go tag these 2, and then you start here, it cleans up this pole a ton. And then I'm going to go grab this, and I will stay on this guy as a tank. I'm going to sack my Boomy because he's squishy. And then I'm going to control that 1 caster. I don't have to move just yet, but I will infinitely shield. I'm going to pre-start moving here. I just backpedal, and we kill this so fast it's all good anyways. Yo, take a look at my prop pally damage, man. Prop pally damage do be kind of good. Although, like I said, as key levels get sort of higher, I do think I'll have to play Sentinel if I was going to play prop pally. It depends on the dungeon, because there are some dungeons, man, where the damage is simply not equivalent whatsoever. So, for example, the Magister's Terrace I did yesterday is going to hit me so much significantly harder than this will. And we can just hodge this one there. Perfect. And then I shield that, and I keep that caster locked down. So once this caster is dead, I can freedom myself and then go here and like this. Yeah, Prop Pally, I think, will still be one of the best tanks for that. I mean, you could take a look at the damage first of all, but it's not just that. It is tanky for... It depends on your key level. I think we're doing well, so let me go pull over here. I'll grab that spider, and then we'll go around this corner, and everything will funnel in perfectly. I'm going to watch this Territorial Dragonhawk, because basically, when he starts his fire spit, it is my responsibility as the tank to just stun that thing. And then I'm going to do my other weapon at 15 seconds left on wings, and then I'm here, and I'm going bam, 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 bam. So yeah, it is kind of hard for me to... I'm going to sack my healer. Perfect, because I have no CC for this now. So the second that Dragonhawk is dead, I can chain in further. Right here, boom, boom, boom. But keep in mind that at this point in the season, I've already done this dungeon so many times, so I know exactly where the pain points are. I kind of know like how to group this, depending on what's going on. So I know where to kind of allocate my defensives. I know where I need to help my team. Like I know where to slow down or where to increase the pacing. And it's just a very underrated skill as a tank, is like just experience. Like you have to be able to go in and actually see the dungeon. Cool, so from here I'm going to turn around now. I'm going to go into this room. And then normally I would pace this slightly differently, but it happens to work out this time that we're here instead. Yo, yeah, this is where he went to. What's up, Grim? I was checking if you were on today, but I figure I'll catch you whenever. But so, like, beta, the knowledge is here. I sack this guy. You have to just have seen the dungeon a bunch of times to feel confident, you know what I mean? And it's just like, that is a problem, and I wonder if they could ever make better in-game resources for tanks, because it is actually, in my opinion, toxic and very difficult for a lot of new tanks to understand how to approach learning a dungeon that they have never been in before. Like, I find that to be very... It's actually like a difficult skill, because no one really teaches you how to do it. Does that make sense? Like, in my opinion... Like, how would you know that there are little mobs there to chain in here? Or how would you know that these guys are not the thing that does massive damage here? There's no real way to understand those things, and I kind of wish that there was some resources in the middle of a key that were just built in somehow that allowed you to better understand what was happening. You know? How did you learn? I went in, failed, and died. Like, that's the thing. Like, you watch me now, and I'm technically playing a tank that maybe is not considered the tankiest tank or the best tank right now, but I'll make it work, but mostly because I understand the dungeon. Like, that because I understand the dungeons, I'm allowed, and I know how to navigate the dungeons, if that makes sense. Like, I know that I need to bubble there because I had 31 stacks of a debuff, and I'm about to chain in further. I also know that I want to save the two mobs to my right, but I want to pull these guys from across, and then I'm going to be channeling one of these Dragonhawks. And then I'm going to be careful and save my stun for right about now, because I want to stop that fire spit right there. Like, I have all this knowledge because I've done it, but I failed before. Also, I've healed the dungeons, and I've watched how other tanks pull, and I go, wow, that tank pulled brilliantly. I really like that. Yeah, well, you know, Stoops, to be honest with you, I have failed so much in my life. And that failure has taught me a lot. Like, I came from a place where I was weak, and I had a lot of health problems. Okay, boss. And I had to learn how to do everything. But I was a very challenged kid, so I've kind of always been the type of guy who just came from failure. Like, I didn't come from success. I had to build and kind of learn everything. These are a funnel. These are a funnel. Funnel. Don't kill my funnel. Don't kill the funnel. Stop hitting the funnel. Oh, did we kill all the little guys? Nope. Okay, good. Don't hit the funnel. Bad DPS. Bad DPS. Wait. Be ethical. Ethical damage. No, you have aggro because you were hitting the mobs, my friend. Hold up. Ethical damage. Oh, people don't understand the meaning of ethical. Hooah! All of the funnel was dead. That was supposed to be for a boss. I was about to pop off. I had wings and toll. It was my damage. It was my time to shine, but no, apparently not. So you can pull funnel on this boss if you don't pull those guys, because they're just tank damage. They don't actually do anything. There's no caster there. There's nothing. Just like this. Boom. Yeah, I failed many times in my life, Stoops. I was such an awkward... I mean, I was talking to somebody about my early... My kind of early dating success, or rather lack of success. I mean, I remember I went to my first anime convention, right? Man, there was this girl, and she was like putting the moves on me, but I had no fucking clue that she was putting the moves on me. This happened twice, by the way. But let me explain to you what happened here, okay? So she was talking to me, and she was like, "Yo, can I come over and watch anime one day?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, like I am trying to make new friends, so that's cool. Like, what anime do you want to watch?" And she's like, "Oh, you know, like whatever." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So I invited her over, and then obviously I like cleaned up my tissue pile or whatever. But at the very least, like, she came over, and I was like, "Cool, what anime?" Bro, I'm fucking oblivious. I had zero clue that anything else was about to go down. I had no idea. She shows up though, and I'm just like, wait a second. Wait a second. You're not here for anime? I had no idea. This was... I've had so many times in my life where I was actually that oblivious. Another anime convention, there was this girl... Her name was Shadow. That was cool, man. And... Wait, move. Uh-oh. Are there push-ups incoming? No, here's the rule. So if any day I have stuff, by the way, and I don't reach the goal on the push-ups, that's no problem. I'll just go to the gym. I just have to end stream after. Like, I just end stream a little earlier so that I can go to the gym and get my workout in. But if I actually end up getting my entire workout in on stream, then that's cool. Either one is fine. But I don't ever want to pressure people into feeling like they have to, you know, donate bits or whatever. If we do and we reach the goal, all good. And if we don't, then I'll just do my workout outside of stream. But for real, Malden, I mean, those jump squats, that was a whole leg day, man. I still am sore. Like, I'm still currently sore from the jump squats we did 2 streams ago. And I owe 50 more, but I don't know if I can do them today. I'm actually, like, my legs are really feeling it. Nah, I did once. I thought, dude, seriously, though, like, I'm super oblivious, though. Yeah. Basically, like, I kind of need... I've learned over time how to understand things a little better, but it's not exactly my forte. You know what I mean? So once we're here, we kill the caster, and then we continue on. Yeah. You prepared dinner and all? No, I didn't prepare dinner at all. She was coming over to watch anime. It wasn't a date. Why would I prepare dinner? It's anime. Why would I was like, and at the time, too, I was, like, really into some weird levels of fitness. So all I actually had was, like, rotisserie chicken, peanut butter, and some macadamia nuts. Like, that's pretty much what I had. And I was like, would you like some rotisserie chicken, macadamia nuts, or peanut butter? And she was like, nope. And I was like, okay, I guess, you know, we can order something. I didn't have a sword collection at that point, which is really sad. My other dates, though, I absolutely did. So when I basically learned game, like, here's the thing, right? I didn't understand Riz for a long time in my life, but eventually I did understand Riz. And one of the ways I realized that I could Riz people was I had a fantasy blade collection, because I used to collect fantasy blades in America. And I had, like, a Halo energy sword replica. I had a Batlith from Star Trek. And I was like, you want to come over and play with my swords? And they would be like, yeah, I guess that sounds great. And I'd be like, sweet. So they would come over, and I would be like, here are all my swords. And they'd be like, wait a second, you meant your actual swords? And I was like, yeah. What'd you think I meant? And once again, there was just more confusion. I was like, of course. What was the expectation? Like, I'm very honest. I'll tell you if I want something else. But most of the time, I just want you to come over and admire my many very large, very long fantasy swords. This is a true story, actually. One time, someone came over, and it was a date. And I told her I would make her dinner, but I would only use this pair of claws that I had. That's actually what I decided to do. I made her an entire, like, fish fillet and, like, whatever else. I don't remember the sides, but I basically made her some stuff, and I only used my pair of claws. It was slightly undercooked. I thought it was awesome. I did not see her again. So I suppose At this point, I was like 19, so I was still learning game. I hadn't actually figured this out yet. And I would like to point out, too, that I never really figured it out. Why the claws? The question is, Malden, why not? This is the thing. Why not the claws? You see, you ask why the claws, but I ask why not. We are not the same. So if you pull this big guy into the next, really don't want to solo him right now. That feels kind of sad, but he is a tough thing. We'll wait for the next AoE. Yeah. So basically, though, my way of doing things is I never want to be anyone that I'm actually not. So I don't like ever having to like lie or pretend that I'm like some randomly cool guy. I'm awkward as shit, but I lean into the awkwardness, and I swear this is a skill that people don't have. This skill, man. People don't have the skill. You gotta lean into what you're good at. And I excel at awkwardness. That's my whole shtick. Like, basically, some people try to rism without the tism, but I rism with the tism. That's the only thing I'm good at. But that's not a bad thing. You just have to find people that like you for you. You don't want to basically, like, think about it this way. I'm never going to try to go on a date at a bar. I'm not going to try to pick some normal, random-ass person up at a bar. What I would do is go to, like, Comic-Con. You got to find... This is the thing. People don't think about this. You have to figure out where's your target demographic. You know, what's your ICP? And it's like, you gotta go for this. And mine just so happens to be people... Like, I don't like people anyways who are not at least somewhat nerdy or geeky. Like, I won't have anything to talk to you about. So, yeah, you got to think about this. Yo, what's up, Ginger? What's ICP? It's a startup term for ideal customer profile. It's a funny way of saying that. Ideal customer profile. That's what it means. Yeah. But you basically have to think about it. Like, where are you gonna find the people that actually like you? And for me, at the very least, I'm probably going to find them at a board game meetup or like a Dungeons and Dragons. Like, if I could find a D&D group, the chances that somebody there will get along with me is pretty high. But that's the key, right? Like, I just had to think about it for a second and think, okay, you see the point here, though? You have to think about where you're going to actually increase your chance of success. All right, let's see. I think he's going to tank this, so I'm going to sack him because he's probably going to tank this here. Whoop, whoop. Yeah. I just want to say you're the reason I started tanking. Yo, I hope that you genuinely enjoy it. Have the most fun time tanking. Enjoy your queue times. What tank did you decide with, Bergie? If you started tanking recently, what tank did you end up deciding on? It's on me? Easy. I'll heal a little bit. I will save bubble. Let's go. I mean, we sort of went a little bit backwards. So let me guide my team here. I'm basically going to go this way, right? And I'll bubble now. And if I bubble now, then it will also be here for the tank buster. Ooh. Dude, Prop Pally, I love this tank. I understand that it might be, like, slightly weak a little for higher keys, but I don't know. I feel like I'm blasting right now. My route is safer, so I'm not going to have top damage because I'm not routing very aggressively right now. But overall, I mean, Prop Pally is... It's just such a fun tank, and there's so much you can do on this. It's like, it's got infinite potential, and that's one reason I really like it. This key, by the way, I could live this several key levels higher, but the 15 terrace was starting to get a little bit stuff. Cats are telling me it's time for bed. Yo, Draca, you have a great night. But also, for anybody that has cats, bro, how do you get them to occasionally just stop yelling? Like, it's a new experience for me to live with cats, right? But one of them, when he doesn't get his way, he just basically resorts to the old school method of, if I scream as loud as humanly possible and become a sonic weapon, then they'll probably listen to me. And, it is very loud. And the other one is like, so the other one gets annoyed just as much as I get annoyed by this noise, and sometimes she just checks him. Well, I mean, I do live in Thailand, but nope. That's going to be a no. Everybody's about to die, by the way. Oh, great job. Perfect. I throw mine outside. Oh, and he's used to being outside? Probably watch the movie Cats. Dude, that movie is more psychologically scarring for me than it is for the cat. All the way here. Let's try this. Go big. Follow me. Follow me. Line of sight. Second corner. All right, here we go. Let's go big pull. Big pull. This is going to go terribly, by the way. Are you ready? Like, I'm probably about to wipe our team, but let's do it. So we have to go like this. Big pull. Big pull alert. Big pull. I'm not going to die. I have Ardent up. Here we go. Big pull. Big pull. Nice. So you can do this if you line of sight, but also I get hit like super hard, and also people kind of need to know when to press defensive. So like here, I'm going to go sack him. And if I sack him, that means I'm going to also do this for myself because these soldiers do hit me kind of hard. They have a physical hit. So I'm going to go here. I'll commit my second kings here in a second. And then we're going to go weapon. Boom. Here. I watch a lay on hands for people as well. There's the second kings. You think Cats, that you like the movie Cats? It just... You're talking about the new Cats or like the old one? Because the problem with the new one is I never even watched it, to be honest. I just saw a photo of it and I was like, bro, that's not a cat. That's a furry. Like that's a human. Like I thought they were going to be cats, but it wasn't cats. The actual best cat movie is Cats versus Dogs from like the 2001 or whatever. That's a good cat movie right there. Yeah. No, I was about to say, like, I was like, oh my god, that's Bob. Like, that's not a cat. I was like, that's Bob. I was like, I know Bob. Okay, so we just pull this and then we line of sight it like this. Safe pulls, safe pulls. I'm not trying to greed my damage. We come back this way. So you can see, tanking feels second nature to me, but also I am actually trying to test DPS today, so I'll go back to DPS after this. Has Deco healed the last two bosses? Because otherwise I just want to tell him something about it. And also, goddamn, if you're watching this right now, can I please give you an absolute omega tip? Oh, yo, sorry, if you want the DK guide, you're going to have to just find it a little bit. On YouTube, I don't have that command set. I don't know how to make commands on YouTube, sorry. It's in the title. Just look, last video I posted is a Frost DK guide, where it wasn't from me. It was actually because I got to learn from the literal rank 1 Frost DK. Guy is omega good. And he taught me how to play it at a basic level, so I was trying it today. He taught me some min-max too, but I still have to practice. I have to get a little better from that point. I wasn't satisfied with my earlier performance. I forgot YouTube. Yeah. The multi-stream. Perhaps teach the cats to play WoW. One of them is smart and could learn, but the other one, I don't think he has the intellectual capacity to really go that hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. For example, how many people here have pets that you absolutely love, partially because they're not exactly the most intelligent? Like, you can love... It's harder for this to be with people sometimes, but... You know what I mean? Are you a mod on... I don't even know how to make you a mod there, but I can try, yeah. Remind me after this key, we're almost done. Yo, what's up, Kilcha? I am playing DPS today. I don't think I need a big defensive here. I kind of want to hold for boss. My dog can sneeze on command. That's so cool. Yeah. Like, I want to... Okay, the next time, eventually, I'm going to get a dog. It won't be soon. I need a lot more money in my bank account. I think dogs are expensive, and I never want to be limited having a pet by financials. If I have a dog, I want that dog anytime he needs to go to the vet. Anything that dog needs, I want him to have, right? Right, play melee. I'll take second one. If people play melee, I can take the second bleed every time, which is massively helpful. I think I can soul here, probably. So, I told myself that when I have X amount in my savings account, right? This is the thing. If I have X amount in my savings account, then I will get a dog. Like, that was the metric for me. It's not when I'm, like, emotionally ready. It's when I have enough money in my account. That's when I'm going to get a dog. At some point, if you ever tune into my stream and I have a dog, just know that I've won at life. Because that to me is, I just really, really, really want a dog. Like, a dog is so important to me. Okay, so I need the rest of my team to play melee so I can take these bleeds a little easier, though. In Thailand, there are a few ways that you can basically think about getting a dog, okay? So, the hardest thing about Thailand is that there's a lot of stray dogs here. However, stray dogs in Thailand, to be honest with you, have just significantly, there's a big commitment if you're going to get a stray dog here. They need a lot more help. They need a particular type of home. A lot of these breeds are working dog breeds, and they're incredibly high energy. And if you don't have like a farm or space for them to run around or a backyard, you might encounter some problems. I fostered dogs for about 9 months, right? Not quite a whole year, but I fostered a lot of dogs in Thailand. And it was a whole thing, man. Like, I lost every hour of sleep that basically was possible to lose. Because they all had night terrors and they all had anxiety because you don't know what they've been through, right? Like, they're from the streets and they get treated terribly, and there are a lot of cars and bikes, and, you know, you don't know what they've been through. So you have to be willing to actually dedicate the time and the energy of, like, helping these dogs if you are going to just start rescuing a bunch of dogs in Thailand. It's not the same as rescuing dogs in America or adopting there. It's actually a decision that you really have to think about is, am I reasonably able to do this? And the answer might be no. I think that's, you might actually decide, right, to think like that. One of my cats is the cutest cuddly cat, but he's not that intelligent. Onos, if you got a dog, right, would you want your dog to be adventurous and come with you on all of your hiking adventures and your morning runs, or do you want like a couch potato dog? I think at this point, I think in my life where I'm at, I sort of want a couch potato dog. Because I had a working dog. Like, I had the last dog was a Malinois mix, and that dog challenged me to the degree that I was exasperated. Best dog basically ever. All right. However, also enough that I was like, I don't want to do this again. Anyone who's had like a shepherd or like a Malinois or like that type of dog will understand what I mean by this. There are some people who are going to be like, no, like, you can never say that, but you can absolutely say that, because there are some types of dogs. They're not dogs. They're basically velociraptors trapped in a dog body. Like, they're insane, and also the amounts of work that you need is, you know, they're way too smart, basically. And the problem is that I understand it, because if they need constant stimulation, and you need to basically somehow get them, you need to work with them. They're not pets, they're roommates. And it's a completely different experience to what it would be like having another dog. You know? Getting a Bernese once we have a proper house with a garden. I think Bernese mountain dogs are adorable. I kind of want, personally speaking, I just want a golden. I think my dream dog has always been a golden retriever. It's something about growing up and idolizing Britney Spears and Avril Lavigne, I think. That's probably why. Not 100% sure, but that seems accurate to me. Hold up, Arez. Yeah, but basically, Guy is correct. They're Maligators, and you have to be willing to work with Maligators. Yeah. Australia would be best, awesome. But Shepherds, they're working dogs. And again, the thing that I have really gained a lot of appreciation for over time is the fact that working dogs, I don't think I have the right home for a working dog. We don't have a backyard for them to necessarily like run around in, and we don't have like, if basically the Maligator that I had, yeah, the Malinois, he was a foster. I wanted to keep him, so I was very, very extremely sad when I actually found him a home. Okay? Yes, Stoops, exactly. Actually, what happened is I found him a farm. That's exactly what happened. Up north in Thailand, there are a lot of farms. And I found him a family there who already had 5 other dogs. And he doesn't like people. My Malinois, he hated fucking people, but he loved dogs. So he needed a home with other dogs, first of all. And he needed just infinite space to run around, but obviously a place where he's going to be safe and well taken care of. So not just like, you know, like an outside dog necessarily, because he grew up inside. And it was very hard to find him a home, but we eventually found him a place. It was difficult. And the day that he left, I think I have never really recovered from that. I seriously think I carry with me actual levels of guilt because I really wanted to keep that one. But it wasn't, my home was never going to be right for him. It's just that I felt like I understood him very well. Like, I had a lot of respect for him. He was very antisocial. He hated people. He was very sensitive. Like, he hated noise. And I don't know. Like, I definitely just have a lot of respect for that. I'm like, he's basically just sort of on the spectrum like I am. Like, that's actually kind of what it felt like. I was like, oh, right. No, I made the decision not to get updates about him because it would break my heart. It was a hard decision, but I actually asked them not to give me updates because I think I would just have such a hard time with that. I miss him a lot. You know? Yeah. Ah, GG's. Yeah, all good. All good.
I hope that one day my sisters will be able to do the same.
Yeah. Pretty much. Okay, Noob, let me mod you on the YouTube. Let me mod you on YouTube. We can, but I DPS. Okay, the plan today is to DPS. I will not actually get roped into tanking. I will not get roped into tanking. This is what always happens if you're a good tank in World of Warcraft. This is what happens every single time, okay? You log in and you're like, I'm going to DPS. And then all of a sudden, people are like, no, you're not. You're totally tanking. And I was like, no, I'm going to DPS. And they say, can you tank the next key? And I'm like, no, I want to DPS. And they're like, okay, but you want to tank? And I'm like, no, I'm here today as a DPS. let me learn new things. Like, let me log over to my DK. That's the goal. Look, I even made a cool thumbnail, man. Yo, how's the day going? Any reference points to learn Season 1 routing? My videos, but not yet. I haven't finished them. Daggaro, I'm going to make, in my opinion, what I think might be the best routing videos that you can find on YouTube. But I haven't made them yet, and I have such a high standard for what I want to do with them as a tank that I haven't posted. It'll take me like hours to make one. It'll take me like several hours to do one video, and it's hard for me to find that time. And also, I think it's too early. I think if I post a full route video now, you only need to learn this a month from now, because the season doesn't start for it's 45 days until the season starts. But basically, I want it out before Heroic Week. So I will be making a ton of routing guides. They're going to be awesome, trust me. But not yet. I think like end of Feb or like early March type thing. Yeah, I got you. Like, trust me, I have a way to do them. I just don't want to tell you because they're such good ideas that they're going to get yeeted immediately. Like, I think that you can mark my words on this. I'm pretty sure that when I post it, within a week, you will find the same video from someone else. Like, I'm pretty sure, because they're really good. I've thought about this a lot over the last few months of like how I want to do these, and I'm like, oh, I have the idea. It's swirling around in here, and I'm like, I've got this. Like, I know exactly what the plan is now. You know what I mean? So, we're gonna wait a little bit, but they will be there. What's up, Smokey? You miss your old boy. You lost him last December. Diswazi. You know the hardest thing about having pets is that they don't stay as long as we do. It's the hardest thing, man. In some keys I do. Like that last key, no. I was Giga Tanky in the last key. There were no points where I was concerned whatsoever. Fufu, I think in higher keys, in certain, like Magister's Terrace, I'm going to feel it. But in that key, nah, that's chill. Okay, so I'm going to go back over the DK. Yo, I made like a cool thumbnail today and everything. Look at this. Look at this thumbnail. I thought this was awesome. What do you guys think about this thumbnail? I want your honest opinion. I want your honest opinion. By the way, we are at 12 push-ups today. I do still owe 50 jump squats from before, but my legs are very sore. Okay, so we're back on Frost. I kind of want to get I want to do one key as Frost and really try to complete a key successfully. All right, what do you think? What do you think? Let me window capture this. Oh, no, wrong window. Photo. There we go. What do you think? These, I made this little graphic. Nice. What do you think about this thumbnail? I think it's pretty good. Like current testing up here, already tested. The AUG DPS, I need to do another one with Evoker DPS. But haven't tested yet, like this. Haven't tested continued. What do you think? I think it's a good thumbnail. I'm not going to lie. I'm pretty proud of that. I feel like that's a good one. That's what the thumbnail is, though. What do you think? Yeah. And no, there's no Devourer, too, though. The Smolder. Thank you. Yes, the Smolder. I watched Zoolander. I've got the Blue Steel down pat. I also watched Dodgeball. And the last scene, the last minute of that movie really got me. Stuck with me forever. Someone pick the key and I'll list it. What key would you like to do? What do you want to learn, Deco? If you're learning, to be honest, it would be better if I was tanking because I can lead and kind of show you, but otherwise, I'd like to DPS today. I feel like I'm doing something wrong with Frost, though. There was something I'm not quite understanding, or it's like my talents are not quite right, or a little bit, though. You could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. Correct. Except don't throw wrenches at me, because I can't dodge either. I do not have drums. Man, let me go find a video of that though. Want to go Algathar? Sure. But I know that you want to learn, so I don't really mind. But just keep in mind, for the next 2 weeks, if possible, I want to have a day where I spend the whole day testing a particular DPS. Today is Unholy and Frost. Tomorrow might be Hunter. The day after that might be whatever. Like, I just actually want to have a few keys done. It's a challenge for myself. It honestly is for no other reason than the fact that I might enjoy it. That's it. That's the entirety of the reason. I think it's fun to just try new things. I don't know. Some people don't think that, but I really enjoy the challenge of that, of just like, can I actually play everything in this game at least a kind of half-decent potential level? And I'm curious. I want to know. That's the plan. Cool. Got you. Yeah, we could do Algathar. You list it. I'm down for whatever. I don't mind. Just remember that if I play DK DPS, you literally don't have to heal me at all. Pretty much. I am independent. I'm a big boy now. That's the thing, man. You don't need to worry about me. You can smart heal everybody else. Bam, 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 boom. I don't know. In general, based on your understanding of the game, what do you think the best DPS is for carrying your team? Maybe you could involve current tuning if you've played beta or retail, but in general, let's say that you were a DPS player, a solo DPS player. You had to choose one thing, and your goal was to carry your team as best as possible. So as a tank, you might pick like Prop Pally. And let's say that you're talking about weekly 10s to 12s. You're not talking like high keys. Like, what do you think? Ret Pally? Ret Pally is an interesting one because you're saying because of the utility king. Like, you think Ret Pally because you have sack, lay on hands, off healing, etc. My problem with Ret Pally is, like, I don't know if it's currently very tanky, all things considered. And I understand the off-healing part of it. I think that Ret Pally isn't a bad choice. I think there's a lot you can do. I think that your damage is a little pad, and I think having prio damage actually really helps lower keys, because no one else is going to be doing it, but you can actually do really well, single target and stuff. But I don't think that you're immortal. So I'm not sure. I think Ret Pally is surprisingly not a bad choice. Like, it falls off in higher keys, of course, but if you're a very good rat pally and you can do so much to help your team, not a bad choice. I understand it. That makes sense. Yo, what's up, Slam Bits? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, we decide to do a plus 16 Algathar Academy. Interesting. Interesting. Yo, that is the DK guide. Now, that DK guide, that is a beginner intro to Frost DK. It doesn't teach you absolutely everything, but you know what? God damn, I like that guide. That is such a good one. I want to do way more than that. And also, if anybody has watched the DK guide, what do you think about that format? Speaking, by the way, King, have you played Ret Pally before? Have you? Ever attempted a Ret Pally gameplay, per se? I haven't. I'm a mage main. Would you ever want to try a Ret Pally? Like, let's say, for example, that there was an 8-minute video that you could watch to immediately get into Ret Pally. Would you want to do it? What do you think about that? Thoughts? I play Elishami, Mage, and Dev Evoker. So you're like a range caster, so probably not. I imagine, though, you would try it. Here's why I ask. Right? Quick question on Wild Heart single target. Oh, that's a good question, Slambits. Give me 1 second to answer that. It just so happens that I know, and I'm battle tag friends with, the rank 1 Ret Pally. I think in the world, at least in NA, at the very least. He is an amazing Ret Pally. Like, just an unbelievable gamer. This is some god tier gaming, okay? I reached out to him, and I asked him, I said, hey, I did one with a Frost Strike. Would you be interested in potentially recording a video with me to do like a simple Ret Pally? Cambria. Now, you say that, but there is min-max to Ret Pally. I know. It is technically that simple, but also that doesn't necessarily mean that it's that approachable. Level Up, he is a beast Ret Pally. I could reach out to a few people, King. But I think just like that Frost DK guide right there, I kind of have this idea of maybe doing some more like that because I'm not qualified to make a guide on every single spec in WoW, you know? There are many, many specs where I'm simply not going to be that good at it. I've only played it casually. I don't really know how to make a guide. I'm totally aware of that. But I still want my channel to be a place where people can learn. And I thought to myself, I said, I might not be qualified to make a guide, but you know what I am qualified to do? Ask stupid questions. Oh my god, I'm so good at asking stupid questions. Never underestimate how fucking good I am at asking stupid questions. I'm unbelievably good at it. You know why? Because I have no pride whatsoever, and I am very okay with being an idiot. So I don't mind putting myself out there. If I do one of these guides, I don't mind asking the person, I'm like, hey, do I left click or right click? And they're like, what? Like, left click. And I'm like, fantastic, thank you. And this button, what does this do? And they're like, it's W, you move forward. And I go, okay, thank you. Like, I don't have a problem with that. Some people do, but I don't. I'm an anti-shameful person. I have the opposite of shame, to be honest. Oh, Deco, I wasn't greeting my damage. You should see me when I actually greed my damage. If I actually greed my damage, then, then we're doing something. I'm chilling. Yo. So, I think that it would be really cool, though. Yeah. You're like 80k overall? Nah, I could get like 100k plus there, easily. I was chilling. Please stop, I'm trying to drink coffee. Well, it's not my fault that I'm damn fucking funny to some people. Again, Slambits, what you have to understand here is that there's a lot of people that don't think I'm funny, but just think I'm annoying. Because my humor, it can be kind of abrasive. My humor in general, you know that anime Darker Than Black? Old school anime. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe not. It's an anime, right? You know this show? Oh yeah, a lot of people think I'm very annoying. It has a thing, actually. Which tank do you think is the smoothest gameplay? Oh, Slambits, you asked me a good question earlier about Bear too. Healer's damage is bad. That's actually pretty good, Deco. That's surprisingly, that is good healer damage. I know, it's very low right now. My humor, it's because the way... I thought about this a lot. What I find funny is irony. And some people are very anemic. So I like to take concepts that I'm not supposed to joke about, especially if I think that anyone is passionate about it. If anyone, like, if this is something that I know I'm definitely not supposed to talk about, I cannot help myself. In most settings, I just like to poke and prod a little bit, like not like a troll, but just, I like to challenge people's thought process. So it's in my nature to just be critical, but not in a negative way, not in a prejudiced way, not in any way like that. I'm a very independent thinker, and any topic I'm definitely not supposed to. I'm a terror at family dinners. Like, I'm the worst possible boyfriend that you could have at a family dinner because I don't stand on ceremony. Like, you know, if I'm dating somebody and I meet their dad, and their dad basically is like, "What's up?" I'll just be like, "Hi." And he'll be like, "What the fuck?" And I'll be like, "Told you, got him." Like, I just can't help myself. Like, whatever it is, like, I'll do something I'm not supposed to do because I think it's funny. It's just whatever it is, or I'm just like, you know, I just think it's funny to make a bad first impression. You know what I mean? You know, like, well, because like sometimes like the family dinner, I'm just like, "Oh yeah, like I was on a dating show recently," and they're like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." I was like, I talked about necrophilia, and they're like, "Excuse me?" Because they're expecting me to be like, to try really hard, but I don't like trying really hard. That's not in my nature to. Yeah, well, I'm not the sort of person who needs to, like, I have no pride, and I'm okay. I'm just gonna be myself, basically. Now, yeah, that is true. That's a true statement. Like, I'm not gonna lie about it. I'll be like, "Yo, I kissed the giraffe one time," and they're like, "What?" Yeah, I know it's true. That's a real thing. I gotta find that clip at some point, though. I don't think I said that at the last family dinner, but apparently I've been good because Kitty told me, she was like, "Be yourself, but also not too much." And I was like, "That's fair. I can do that." I was like, "That makes complete sense to me because this is my stream." You have to understand that this stream for me, right? This is the thing, right? No, I didn't do the thing. I talked about the thing. God damn, I didn't do the thing. What did the dad giraffe think about that family dinner? Oh, I didn't ask the dad giraffe. Swam 3 miles in the ocean to lose my fear of sharks. It wasn't 3 miles. I didn't swim 3 miles in the ocean. I gasped for air in like 100 meters. What should you never talk about? Yeah. I seriously, I'm 100%. That story is not cap. That is a real story. I did do that. It was an actual it was like a literal show. We were there was like 5 different cameras. They said, "Look at this camera." The producer was there, the 3 camera people, the other person, the director. Like, it was the whole thing. Yeah, it was a legitimate show. Yeah, it was very. I asked them beforehand if I could say that, for what it's worth, though. Yo, you love WoW? Dude, WoW's such a good game. But like, you see the point though of what I'm trying to say? I don't get it. And you say it was not controversial. I'm correct. No, that's the thing. Like, what are you not supposed to talk about on a first date? It's like that and probably tentacles. Like, you just don't want to mention those things on a first date. However, it's also correct to say, you know, yeah, but it's also correct to say things like politics. That's also something you don't necessarily want to talk about on a first date. Yo, how long are we going to wait for a tank before you think somebody's going to ask me to tank this key? Because I could tank this key, but the whole point was DPS testing. God damn it. Let me DPS. Let me DPS. 2 minutes? I know we're waiting for a bit now. Let's see if a soon souls in group question mark. Did they make Frosty K? A little bit easier. A little bit easier. Keep in mind that I'm learning Frost. If I play this, I'm going to be bad. I don't mind. This would be my 2nd ever Frost key. Is that a dating question about tanks? I don't think so. So says not at home. Okay, no problem. All good. All good. Sosa's not at home. Deco here. Soon is in a key right now. Otherwise, he'd be a good paladin to have in here. Yeah. What's my build? For this, today, I'm playing this build. It is linked in Discord. Oh, shit. Let me put that up here. I'm sorry. For beta healer tier type, hashtag heal, exclamation healers. Oh, yeah, that works. You said this? This is the healers tier list? Oh, you linked it there. Okay, got you. I heard Unholy DK is broken. I need to actually test Unholy. We could do Unholy in this key, I suppose, and test. Yeah, I'll do hashtag healers here. I do think, by the way, there is going to be a tank shortage going into midnight, and I find that to be problematic. I don't know if anybody else finds that to be problematic, but I'm concerned. I think that that could be real bad. Don't you? Did like 210k overall. Damn. All right, here. Let's try. Talents, specialization, unholy. I think it's still really good. So it has gone through a lot of phases now. It's going to be worse because I don't think so, Cambria. Cambria, I have a weird opinion. I don't think that healers, some healers really like doing big damage. But I think that the joy of healing comes from agency and HPS. I think healers actually like healing. Okay? Right. But that healing is super fun. I have enjoyed healing on beta more than anything else. As weird as it sounds, I really, really like healing. Healing has been the most enjoyable thing for me thus far. Okay, so two-handed weapon. This is it here. Let me see my build. It's Rider instead of... I think before I was playing Sand Lane. I don't know which is better. Currently, I actually don't know which is better. I could try both. And then this was the build that I was linked, so no Soul Reaper here. Cool. I feel like DPS rotational healing, like a fighting game. What's up, Girardi? I definitely enjoy healing challenges. I have no desire to DPS. I think he was Sand Lane. I want to play Rider first key because it seems more fun. Unholy DK is not as broken. No. Arcane Mage, but Arcane Mage is getting nerfed. Like whatever they did to it was a bug. So that's their fault. Dude, hold up. We're losing somebody in this group because we can't find a tank. How much longer you think until I end up just tanking today? I think it will be time very soon for me to just hop on a tank, probably. Oh, he said, all right, GG's, friends. Wait a second. Is the group falling apart? Have we failed? Uh-oh. He said GG's. Oh, no. I got a tank, apparently. I mean... I think it's why you tank for easy queues. I think that happens at a lower key level, but it doesn't happen at every key level. That's slightly better. Yeah, I guess it'll be my time soon. It'll be my time soon. If we're gonna tank an academy, though, I want to bring something different. I don't mind playing whatever, but I'll play something. Wait a second. Hold up. Suneezy in a group right now? Question mark. Let me see if I can just start messaging people. Brew is broken. I don't know if Brew is that broken. I think the problem is Troll and anyone. People don't understand this. You do not, under any circumstances, want to be S tier. It's a bad idea. So Brew and Druid are both in a position right now to get nerfed, and that is sad. Hey, how do I mod you here? /mod Nubanitis. Did that work? Nope, that didn't work. How do I mod you on YouTube? Still be very rampy. They changed that. Yes. What are you doing? DPS testing with chill group 15, 16. I'm weird. Always love doing that. I mean, so I don't think you're weird. I just think that the healer damage is just super competitive. Me and healer right now. I'm with a friend's 3 people. I might have a tank, but he might have 2 other DPS. Okay. Sounds good. He has a healer with him. All right, bet. But it's get nerfed last week. Dude, I actually am curious why they decided to buff Brew last week. Yeah. I don't know, though, because it's still early beta. Like, we have a long time before the season actually ends, Troll. And before the season starts. So I have a feeling that Brew is not going to survive this. They never let it survive this. I mean, okay, when was... Brew has always been hype. Everybody always hypes Brew up. They're like, dude, you gotta play Brewmaster or Mistweaver. It's looking so good. And then, unfortunately, by the actual season start, it goes kerplut. It just kerpluts itself. What's up, Beyblades? Hey, Slambits, are you still here? Or did you already drink your coffee? Have I entertained you during your morning coffee break? Perhaps you're now on the toilets and you are still watching Twitch. I admire your dedication. What's up, Beyblades? On the HBS meter, don't get me wrong. Are we Frosty K? So, I got to make a little guide, Beyblades, with one of the best Frosty Ks in the world, okay? And it was super awesome. Like a beginner guide and a little min-max thing. You only watch Twitch on the toilet? King, I think you have some digestive problems. You might want to get that checked out. I'm not going to lie. You're in my chat a lot. So I think, you know, there are doctors that you might want to see at some point here. I hope they do survive, though. I agree with you 100%, Troll. And here's why. I think that Monk deserves its time in the meta spotlight. Brewmaster, Mistweaver, and Windwalker have just not really had their time to shine in a long time. There have been individual moments where they've been okay, but I just feel like it actually... I would love a change-up where you just randomly had, like, you know, you want a Monk in every one of your keys. That'd be crazy. That'd be really interesting. So, Mistweaver, the problem is there was a season that Mistweaver was good, but it was overshadowed by Wrestler Druid. And there was a season that Brewmaster was good when it had Keg of the Heavens, Shadowlands Season 3 and 4, but then Blood DK was better. So, they've always been okay, but never quite had their time. What's up, Troll? Hey, Troll. Like, I want there to be a different meta. Do you agree with this? This is what I think. I want there to be something new. All I think about sometimes is, you know how you're sitting there and you're watching your favorite video, like your right hand is here like this, Troll. You know what I'm talking about? So basically, look, it's basically like this. Your right hand is here and your left hand is, you know, doing something else. And then you just kind of get bored. You want something new. Like over time, the longer you do this, the more experience you have, especially as a World of Warcraft player, then you just eventually you're sort of craving something different. You just want to change up. You're like, today, I'm going to swap it up. Right? Normally, this is what I want. But I don't, you know, I just want to change it up, basically. And that's how I feel about the meta in World of Warcraft. I would like for there to be new things that shine. Just a little bit of novelty. A little bit of difference. I think that'd be good for the game. So, yeah. That's all I want. That's basically what I'm after. So I would not mind if the Monk meta was a thing. A flex redeem, I bet. What's up, Geeka Chad? I wouldn't mind if Brewmaster, Mistweaver, or whatever. Here, hold up. We're doing push-ups today, and the reason we're doing push-ups is because the last stream, I did 150 jump squats, and my legs are still sore 2 days later. So I need like one more day, I think, and then I can do burpees or jump squats tomorrow. But otherwise, today the goal is push-ups. If we end up hitting 100, yeah. If we end up hitting the 99 push-ups or more than that today, then I won't go to the gym and I'll stream longer. If we don't, no problem. I'll just end stream early and I'll go gym. That's basically the plan. Because what I would do at the gym today is effectively I would work probably something like chest and triceps and shoulders, so I can just do that at home if we get the work done. 100 push-ups is not a bad workout, and then I can finish it up later. Give or take, that's the plan. VDH hasn't been meta that much. Whoa, Cambria, hold your horses there. VDH has been more meta than I think anything in the last 3 years of World of Warcraft. In the last 2 years in particular, I think there's been more VDH seasons than anything. You had Dragonflight Season 3 and 4, where double sigils were literally the most broken thing. I think probably the most broken tank meta that we've ever had. So there's that. And then you had another season that they were good. Yeah, hold up. Wait a second. I was about to say, I feel like, yeah, I think that VDH is amazing. Prot Warrior. So Prot Warrior as well, and then Prot Pally. Now, unfortunately, they've kind of locked themselves in a little bit to that mentality. 6 p.m. there. Wait, 6 p.m. Wait, Stoobs, where are you from? Gonna prep dinner. Yo, glad you're hanging out. You can catch me anytime. I'll be here. You can, like, catch me outside or something like that. Whatever happened to that girl? How long has she been around for? I don't know what happened to her. Here, yo, Discord's there. Oh, Australia. Oh, 4 hours ahead. Yeah, Australia. That makes sense. Yo, that makes sense. That makes sense. 3 hours ahead. All right, enjoy your dinner. I'll see ya when I see ya. I stream regularly and degenerately, and the reason for that is because I don't want to go outside. The more I go outside, the more I realize that I would like to make this streaming thing work, because if I could just stream instead of go outside, I would be a happier, maybe not healthier, but more productive human being. Now does... Oh, yep, that makes sense, Tribez. Tribez, I can't say that I am unfortunately shocked and surprised. If it was 7 p.m., they're in one of those gross daylight saving states. 4 p.m. there? 4 p.m., Brucey. Hold up. 2 hours. You're 1 hour ahead of me. Where's 1 hour ahead of me? That's Asia. 1 hour ahead of me is an Asian... What time zone are you in, Brucey? Singapore is 1 hour behind me. It's 3 p.m. here. So, what's 1 hour ahead? Oh, interesting. It's the 10 to 26 here, though. Yeah, so it's February 10th here as well. It's February 10th, and it's 3 p.m. This is Thailand time, like Asia timing. But where's 1 hour ahead of me? Where are you? Thailand. That's incorrect, and it's not... Wait, hold on. What are we talking about? Yeah, that's where I live. And can I speak some of the language? Perth? Wait, what's... You're 1 hour ahead of me? I thought Australia was at least 3 hours ahead. That's okay. I don't know geology. I like crystals and shit, but I don't know where things are. Oh, interesting. Hold up. Who was it that said something? Who said what now? Somebody said something. I'm trying to remember. BFA tanks were built. Like, hold up. VHA class that was more meta. I think so. Sorry, to mute though. Did you answer the Ripper? There you go, Slambits. There you are. Okay, so Slambits. I am actually unsure if it is even worth talenting Rip. On one hand, I thought for sure every 2 minutes you Feral Frenzy and then you apply Rip and you get out of cat form because it's a single global. I think that's still probably worth it, but it's got to be the smallest level of min-max. Like, I don't actually know if it really is or not, though. Can you have a look at all the seasons from Legion and all the way up to now? And look, I don't even know where I would find that information. The thing is, Cambria, I'm kind of dumb. Like, when it comes to looking at analytics of things, I'm sort of an idiot. So I have no idea how to do that. I would look it up, and I think that's interesting, but I don't know how to do that. Do our clocks change with day? No, it does not, in fact, Brucey, which is super annoying because every single one of my clients has a problem where every time there's daylight savings, I have to adjust all of my calls by 1 hour. Is the Unholy rework any good? I think so, but I haven't really played it yet today, so we'll have to see. Raider.io timed runs check each season separately. Ugh, that seems like a lot of work. Hold up. I inherently am quite apathetic, so I don't think that's something I want to do. That doesn't seem very fun. Yo, there are no tanks on beta. Holy shit. There are actually 0 tanks on beta. I was really wanting to test DPS today, but you can't test DPS without tank. We gotta try to find a tank. I mean, I can just tank, I suppose. How many more minutes do I give it? We've been sitting here for like 20 minutes. This is going to be season 1 right now, by the way. This is what I'm worried about. What's up, Pori? I'm just worried about it a little bit because this is anti-fun gameplay. There hasn't been a single tank that has applied. 0. Nada. I don't know what 0 is in other way. Yeah, like this is problematic. I mean, I don't mind tanking real fast, but if I tank, what tank should I play? Should I play Warrior? Druid? VDH? I mean, I could play a Druid damage build for fun, I suppose, but what do you think? I don't really mind it either way. Thoughts? I think people are sleeping. It's an off time to play for sure, Troll. And that's one of the problems is like living here. A, my ping is always high. But also B, it's like, oh, man, it's kind of rough sometimes to think about where exactly the timing. For example, when I try to find keys, right, I only have normally like 3 to 5 groups rolling at this time. But normal people, if they play on regular NA hours, they'll have like way more. So my experience is always a little bit more limited around this time zone. You know, I do think, unfortunately, that is kind of true. Playing my hours is shit for keys. Yeah, it depends. If you play your evening, I suppose it'll be kind of okay, maybe with like some OCE people. But it is actually a thing, you know? It's absolutely a thing. Hold up. Yo. Wow. Yeah. Also, for what it is worth, by the way, we got some tanks. Yo, who came to tank? The Milkman. Bro, who the fuck is the Milkman? Holy shit. Holy. Alright, hold up. What is he playing here? He's got the Umbral Plume. I have not seen this thing. Waiting over 60 seconds. Into the full darkness. I haven't seen this trinket at all. Interesting. The Milkman comes. I wish that I had a Milkman in Thailand. I drink a lot of milk, and I've kind of always wanted to drink, like, raw milk. I feel like I kind of buy into the fact that maybe there's, like, some, like, local farm milk would be better. I wish that I had access to local farm milk, but I don't. So I just buy milk. That's the brand of milk. That's my favorite. It's the best one. It's definitely the best milk. It's called milk. W brand. There's another brand of milk which is even better but unnecessarily expensive. That one is called Dairy Home. There's like it's like a red label. The best milk is milk. No, there's a difference between milk. So there are some people, Beyblades, who will tell you that there's a difference with water as well. There's going to be a lot of people who try to convince you for some reason that, like, you know, Voss water tastes better than regular water, and they're wrong. This is a factually, I mean, it's just like there's no real difference between water. The only truth with water is that Dasani water tastes kind of like the boogers that you ate when you were a child. Holy, I got milk. Yes. Is he just actually delivering milk to people? WRP. Holy shit. The Milkman actually just trades you an ice cold milk at the start of every key. Amazing. Amazing. Well played. I now have an intense, burning desire to rename every one of my characters the Milkman and start just trading people milk at the start of every key. I'm feeling a little impulsive today. I did drink coffee this morning, if you couldn't tell. And at this point, I feel like it might have to be done. Water has different tastes. So, okay. The thing with water, okay, tastes like the booger. No, that's what it does. That's what Dasani water tastes. You know what Dasani water is? You know that one? The Dasani water? Well, let me find a photo of it. Dasani... what is it? I don't even know how to pronounce it. Dasani water. What is it called? Dasani water. It's delicious. I mean, hey, some of us never grew up. That's fine. Vancouver tap water. I haven't had that. Oh, yeah, this one. This is the water. No. This is what I'm talking about. This water right here. They've tried to have a glow up, but I guarantee you it still tastes exactly like how I remember it. Hold on, let me just window share this. Let me make sure I've got the right one here. Opera GX here. Boom. Perfect. Yeah, this water. No, that water tastes like shit. Not like shit, actually. No, that tastes very different. But this one tastes basically like, you know how when you were a kid and you would dig up here, and then all of a sudden you would pull it out and you would be like, that's what it tastes like. All right, first Unholy Key. Let's go. It used to be your favorite, not anymore. I remember only finding out that people hated Dasani like a few years ago. Yeah. It was your favorite brand? I mean, hey, Quizzle, it's all good, though. Yeah. No, I mean, hey, if you like it, like I said, there's no judgment. Like, I'm not going to judge you for eating your own boogers. Like, that's absolutely fine. It's your life and your prerogative. I am not the sort of person who would judge you for that. That's not me. I'm drinking some Amazon seltzer water straight. Do I need haste, by the way? I don't know what stats I'm supposed to be prioritizing here. There's some Amazon seltzer water. Interesting. You're sobbing? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, actually, what you can do is you can drink your tears if you're truly sobbing, and that also kind of tastes like Dasani water, except tears taste better. How's it gooning? Pretty good today. I found a particularly good video, so I would say good. All right, here we go. So all I know is that I have to summon my pet first thing, and then I don't want to rip aggro, but I can start getting some diseases out, I think. And then I'm going to wait for aggro, because this is kind of a weak gather. I here, wait, boom. Okay. Now a big pop-off moment. Huge pop-off moment. Huge pop-off. This is it. This is like my time, basically. This is the unholy pull. I just have to cast faster and pray that my ping doesn't let me down. And I waited a little bit too long on that gather. I really didn't want to rip threat, so I let him have a lot of extra time. I'm doing damage, right? A lot of damage. This feels significantly better than Frost right now. It's probably just tuned higher, but it does feel much better than Frost, I will say. Nice, good. Unholy damage. Yep, unholy seems kind of much though. Not only can I explain it, but there is a video that I filmed with a amazing Frost DK player, and he explained it. So I would highly recommend you just check that out. It's for free, Scraps, on Patreon. Some videos on Patreon are still requiring a membership, but it does say on Frost. Well, the DPS meter absolutely lied to you, for what it's worth. This is basically the biggest bait since... Nope, hold up, that's a bad joke. I filtered. I'm proud of myself. Whenever you see me do that, just know that I'm proud of myself. Did you reset the meter? Yes. Yes. This is a reset meter here. I pulled an arson, that's true. That's true. The DPS meter at one point said that arson was AF, and I was like, oh man, AF is doing good. I think I just single target here. I could pad, for what it's worth. Like, I could absolutely pad my damage by just waiting for the ad phase, but I think I just send it now, though. Yeah, that should be a great Boomy pull, too, you know? Like, that should be an absolutely Omega pop-off moment for my Boomy, but unfortunately, that did not go according to plan. So I Scythe here, and then I'm going to go boom, bam, bam. You know, I'm being ethical, by the way. I set my cooldowns on the boss. That's ethical damage right there. And then I'm going to be on this branch here. And once again, I'm going to kick this. And I'm doing ethical damage. Like, I'm actually trying to do single target damage, but somebody is padding. And I don't know who it is, but somebody is padding. It's probably... I mean, the world may never know, actually. When you stop and think about it, it's going to be impossible to tell, you know, at the end of the day, who really is padding here. But it's one of us. One of us is padding. I don't know who, but one of us is padding. One of us is not like the others here. Good morning, Westy. How's it going? It's the AUG? What AUG? Okay, so I have some cooldowns coming back now. I want to do one Putrefy. I think I don't hold this at all. I think I just basically send, actually. Because, again, I need to kill this branch, first of all. Yeah. And then I can hold my transformation for, like, a second. And then I can just nuke these ads here, though. Yep. So I'm going to go here. Boom. Transformation. And then I might steal threat here. And if I do, I just AMS. Let's see. Boom, boom. I should have built even more runic power before this. All I can tell you is that definitely for me, Unholy feels better than Frost. I do need a bit more practice on my Frost DK, of course, but The disease duration with Unholy has no min-max anymore whatsoever. It basically just has a very strong passive uptime. The second you apply it, it's GG's. And also, there's a lot of other things that apply it as well. So it used to be like a game that you played, but it's no longer a mini game. I think you still have to kill this ad, by the way. I'll grip it in. Perfect. I think I'm still killing the ad. I don't know what they're doing. So it used to be that you had this min-max of like juggling a bunch of resources, but yeah, it's just perma up now. Yeah, perma up. But also keep in mind, you know, what's your ping on beta servers? Surprisingly, as long as my exit lag is working, it's 205. 205 is amazing for me. That's actually really good. Like, I'm very happy with 205 ping for what it's worth. I normally have significantly higher ping than this. So I'm pretty ecstatic about having only 250, you know? I don't get that 2 charge and power. So there's definitely a lot of min-max for it. I learned about it. Watch the video I did with Froststrike, and he kind of goes over that. And then on Patreon, can anybody do exclamation Patreon for me? Just type exclamation Patreon. You know who Obly is? Obly. Sorry, he pronounces his name Obly. I asked him when I was on a call with him. I've been reaching out to people and asking them if they would help teach me their favorite spec. It's something I think it's really cool, and I basically thought it would be a wonderful video idea to have people learn with me instead of just me kind of preach about like how to do something. So I got to learn from Mr. Obly how to do Unholy. And I asked him basically, I was like, can you try to simplify it? And we're just going to make a very basic guide. So nothing too complicated, just a nice, easy, like, hey, if people want to get into Unholy, we don't have to go over all the min-max and stuff. Just help people get into the tank. Or get into the DPS, of course. And he was like, yep, I got you. So we recorded, our video was like 14 minutes, but it was really cool. He video edited it, so his like face is there and my face is there. So you have like two absolute, you got both of us. Yeah, so that's super cool, by the way. There are no valid targets within range. Oh, I forgot the disease. Yo, what's up, Grim Slam? It's going pretty good. I'm learning how to play DK DPS better on the beta. It seems like, obviously, one of them is more tuned than the other. My cooldowns aren't quite lighting up, unfortunately. I would have loved for my transformation to be up like a few seconds earlier, but overall pretty good. So here I'm gonna back up for aggro reasons. I dot the primary target, bam, putrefy, very strong cooldown. You watch Grim sometimes? Grim Slam, are you a streamer? Do you stream? You can just ask people. That's my motto. I mean, I just ask people. If I ever want to know something, for example, if I'm like Griffith's dream, I'll just ask you straight up. Like, I don't mind basically just being like, yo, Griffiths, do you ever dream about being a gigolo? Is that something you've thought about in your life? Because Griffiths is. Whoa, I'm going to get hit by that. Holy. I went to cancel the knockback, but I was a second late. Obviously, I don't know if your name, by the way, is actually a Berserk reference, but sometimes when I think of Griffith from Berserk, what I actually think about is what he did to accomplish his goals. And he did all sorts of things to accomplish his goals. What's up, Zoe Bugs? Yo, Zoe! I think the last time you were here, I asked you if you like... do you like bugs? I swear I asked you this a lot. I'm having a memory. I'm remembering something. My memory is coming. It's something's here, and I swear the last time you were here, I asked you the same question. What's up, Lenya? As a memory is coming here. Yeah. Do you like bugs? I have to feed my lizards worms, so I've kind of gotten a lot more used to them. But I need to learn how to actually let the worms live, because I keep having to buy more worms. So grab stacks here, boom, and then putrefy first global, and putrefy again, boom, and then you basically are just going to rotate 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. Don't overcap on runic power at all. 2, 2, 2, and then AMS, because AMS is still the most broken defensive in the game. And then you're here, and then during your window here, I don't want to cast a single Festering Strike if I don't have to. Just maintain my Scythe right there. Perfect. Go back 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. As many Necrotic Coils as I can get off during this. I think that if I ever played DPS, I would be somewhat limited by my ping, but I also think that I'd be able to kind of overcome that. And then we're going to go second set of cooldowns. 1, 2. Alrighty then. I'm getting there. I'm learning how to play this better. But Unholy makes more sense to me than Frost. I'm not sure why, or if it's just a tuning thing. But right now, Unholy makes way more sense to me than Frost does. I feel like I'm blasting on my Unholy, but I don't feel like I'm blasting on my Frost DK. Do I enjoy DPS? I do enjoy DPS. I just like playing everything. My main thing in World of Warcraft is actually just I am an enjoyer of the game. And I'm particularly passionate about playing a little bit of everything. So my goal, and I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to do this, by the way. Here, it's my res. Hold up. Let me find it. There. Perfect. I got it. So my goal in this game is to actually just experience as much as I can. Kind of the same goal I have in real life, to be honest. In real life, I think the same way, of just like, I want to be able to experience as much as I can. My goal in life is not to be happy. Happy is sort of a frivolous goal. It comes and goes. Sometimes you get got. Like, honestly, sometimes you're trying to be happy, but you're a Windwalker main in World of Warcraft, so it just doesn't work out for you. And it is what it is. But if your goal is to experience, then at least you could still experience the game. Like, you could think about how well you could experience the city playing Windwalker Monk. You would know things about the new capital city that no one else knows. That's a competitive advantage. You would basically know the ins and outs of that city. You would be able to explore every single corner. And, you know, World of Warcraft does a great job with this sort of design choice. They normally have all sorts of things you can explore. So, yeah, I wouldn't underestimate the power of playing Windwalker Monk. You will know things about Silvermoon that no one else does. Putrefy. I wish I had big cooldowns going into this amp. Sometimes this boss is really annoying with its timing. Okay, so I'm tracking the things. I've got both diseases on the target, but I'm missing one thing though. What's up, Reth? Hey, Rethwall. Okay, so big cooldowns now. 1, 2, 3. Build resources first. And here, Putrefy. I'm going to AMS this. Still the most broken defensive in the game. I think as long as this is tuned properly, if I was going to DPS for a season, I would play DK DPS. There's not even a question in my head right now. There's not. I think that I just don't want to do no damage. The biggest thing for me is that I wouldn't be. Oh shit, we're all dead. Okay, I'm pretty tanky, but like I'm not this tanky. I'm alive, technically, but not for long. How long can I live this? Oh, Death Strike. No, I'm dead. I'm unholy right now. I don't know why the meters say Frost. I don't know why the meters say Frost here. Alright, I subbed to make you do burpees. AA is back? Wait a second, hold up. Oh, is that why you subbed? I think today... Okay, so instead of subs, I'll do bits. But also, I will, from this point, I'm okay with that. If you sub, I will also do not burpees today. My legs are way too... Ow. I will do push-ups today. My legs need recovery time. Because last stream, by the way, it was jump squats. You just defensive. So, you just defensive. Save defensive for that. Am I leveling? No. Arms warrior all the way. I could do that, though. What do you mean leveling? It's just a vision bug. I don't know why it is. It is definitely unholy, by the way. Yeah. I would skin 1, then bear. Second. Should only get 2. 2. Mage needs to save. as well. But the thing about that last thing, though, why are you in Dragonflight? Oh, because this dungeon is back in the Mythic Plus beta. What's up, Mr. Gunder? Because this dungeon is a returning dungeon. They have brought back the Algothar Academy. How does ARMS even really work? Is there a unique things that ARMS does? They're very good at slamming things. ARMS' specialty is Giga Slams. And they're very angsty. The reason that they're angsty is because they've been trying to play Mythic Plus for a long time, and Blizzard has not let them actually enjoy the game. So at this point, if you're an ARMS Warrior main, you just have a small little bit of resentment and anger built up. And that's sort of your thing now, where it's like, I would say that Warrior mains, actually, they're pretty chill. Like, what's so weird to me, what's up, Lona? What's very strange to me is if you think about the specs, who are the most okay, this is a genuine question. I want to know your answer to this. Out of every single spec in World of Warcraft, there are 40. Who has the most representation in, how do I say this? In complaining about their spec. Okay? Who do you think? Like, who yells on Twitter and Reddit more than anyone else?
Be careful out there.
I want to hear your opinions before I give mine. I don't know if it's Rhett, to be honest. I think basically, I think Cambria is correct. I have three things that come to mind. I think of Boomkins, Rhett, sure, but mostly Boomkins, and mages. I also think of mages, though. For what? Like, who complains about their spec the most? Like, a new patch notes come out. Who is on Twitter absolutely complaining more than anything? Right? I feel like it's Moonkin. I feel like Boomies are always there. But I also think that mages... So mages not as a class, but, like, there's always one spec of mage that isn't good, right? No, but the thing... Here's the thing. If you actually stop and think about it, do you know who should be way louder than that? Yeah, even when we're good, we're dooming. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, Ret Pally is fair. Ret Pally or Moonkin? I feel like the answer to this question is like Ret Pally or Moonkin. Now, here's my thought process. Neither of those specs really have a right to complain. They're at least decent. Imagine being a Windwalker monk. Where's your voice? I feel like the Windwalker monk never actually gets their time of day. Grimlock just subscribed. Yo, thank you. Oh, I did say I would add push-ups for each sub. Okay, fair enough. I got to do 3 more push-ups then. On the way. I feel like monks have been so underappreciated in life, in World of Warcraft. Like, honestly, the Windwalker monk, yeah, if you invite a Windwalker monk, they're really just happy to be there. Exactly, Beyblades. You're absolutely right. Mages usually are S. That's what I'm thinking. Like, actually, Boomies have been very good too. As a tank player, though, I don't like Boomies. And if you play Warrior, Monk, etc., you know what you're getting into, so you just complain less. That's a fair point. I'll accept that point. I think you're right. Ret had been undertuned. So the problem with Ret, in my opinion, is that it's always annoyingly okay. That's the thing that gets me about Ret more than anything. It's annoyingly okay. It's never good enough to be justified to be actually played, but it's always okay. And you know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that's actually annoying with it. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. Isn't there a story about the mouse that got a cookie? The problem with Ret is Holy and Prot exist. So the problem with Windwalker is that Brewmaster and, well, I guess they don't get their time of day either. I think all I'm thinking is I want in Midnight there to be a change up. I want specs that I've never seen get Spotlight. I want them to be Spotlight. Like, imagine the meta comp was something like a Brewmaster Monk. Actually, no, let's take out Brew. Imagine it was like Blood DK and Windwalker Monk and Subtlety Rogue. And, like, I just want new things to be up there with the meta. when mages rant about their defensives. I mean, to be fair, Arcane Mage is kind of squishy now. Like, Arcane Mage is actually not that tanky. It's not the squishiest, but it's not that tanky, though. Very soon, I actually reached out today, by the way, if you are a Ret Pally enjoyer, I will be making a guide on Ret Pally very soon. And you're gonna look at me and you're gonna be like, "Ooh, you're making a guide on Ret Pally? Do you play Ret Pally?" And my answer to you will be, not really. And that is why I have recruited the actual best Ret Paladin in the world by rank. Although I think it might just be NA. I need to double check his rank. But basically, one of the best Ret Paladins in the actual game. I happen to be friends with him. So I asked him, I said, "Hey, will you teach me Ret Pally? And can we make a little video about learning Ret Paladin together?" And he was like, "Yeah, that sounds like fun." And I was like, "Sweet. I am actually very excited." Melee. His name is Melee. And he is a Omega pumper. If you know anything about him, he's a ridiculously dedicated and just he's a absolute pumper of a Ret Pally. I think the collaborations are super cool. I just want to start reaching out to people. I like Windwalker, but with Druid. So I think it would be so awesome to be able to do these collabs and just reach out to people who are genuinely so good at the game and be like, "Hey, I don't know how to play this thing. Would you be willing to help teach me? And then can we teach other people? So can we do this together?" He's what hopeful is to mage. Exactly. So I got him, and I asked him if he'd be willing to do this with me. He said yes, just this morning. So I'll reach out to him and see if we can schedule a time. I think that'd be awesome. Yeah, I think that if you're a Ret Pally player, you probably know of him. Yeah, I think that'd be super cool. Because I've only played Ret Pally kind of casually, so I don't really know the ins and outs. But I want to do 2 versions of that guide. One of them is going to be like a basic, hey, this is just a beginner version, right? He's actually like a really chill dude too, because I played with him before. We might even, he mentioned that he'll be on beta more often as well. So in the next few weeks, I'll probably catch him a few times. If we're comparing with it's definitely NA. Yeah, he's Giga. Like, actually, like, you need to check the proper rank here for, I don't want to speak out of my ass here, but he literally is rank 1, I think. I can double check this, and obviously pre-patch will inflate or deflate. I don't know if you played pre-patch, but Melee, the Ret Pally. Oh, there's too many people named Melee. That's actually hard to find them. I don't know what his accent is. There's so many Melees, the Ret Pally, but you know of him basically. He's rank 12. Okay, so slightly lower than rank 1. That's fair. I still think that he is legendary enough to just call him rank 1. Just Strike was a strap for rank 1 DPS. Rank 3 in Season 2. Rank 3 World or NA? I think that might be rank 1 NA, but we have to clarify. Whoops, we're having some DCs here. That's why we're waiting a second. Good old beta testing. So the idea, though, is that I just think it would be so cool to do these collabs and basically ask people to do this with me. And then hopefully we can share that information and just help teach people how to get better, or just even to get an intro. Because let me ask you, have you ever played Ret Pally before? Like, have you ever thought about playing? It's like Scraps, have you ever played Ret Pally? Have you ever tried it? I think pre-patch will inflate it, though. Yeah, he's amazingly good. He's very, very good. Yeah. Okay, I'm a blast. I'm ready. I'm on Holy DK brain because of what I'm watching. Well, I mean, hold up. Let me see if I can do some big damn here. I'm ready. My favorite part about playing with Boomies right now is that they let me do way more damage because they do no damage, and therefore all the AoE packs live long enough for me to pad on them. Yep. So, you know the guides I made, Scraps, like, I want them to be very beginner-friendly. I want them to be accessible to everyone. So, I think that would be so cool if I could somehow do that with him. You know, like, there are a lot of players who just genuinely, they know so much about their spec that when they teach it to you, they're going to want to give you, like, an hour-long video. That could be cool, but I want to try to see if we can condense it into just the basics and really go over what it is that you actually need to know. Who's my name now? Oh, my pet's name today. Oh, that's cool. I'm playing with Toph. Oh, he's fast. So the Brewmaster way of aggroing this is kind of annoying because they have to do this, otherwise they're going to lose threat, basically. And that's a little, like, frustrating because I don't really get to pump because he doesn't group them, and then I have to be dodging way more. But I'm here to blast, so I wanna blast, but my frontal doesn't actually hit things properly, and then this and then that. His name is Earthbender. Yeah, my pet's name today is Earthbender. Because my damage is still kind of ramping, like I still have a lot of damage here. But there is a way to gather this where all of these circles sync, and it just helps a lot. It makes his key much cleaner. I did way more damage last time. Can you change the... I don't know. I think it's just a random name when you summon the ghoul, but I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. Yeah, that wasn't the best opener from me, I will say. I don't think so, Quezzle. I'm not sure, though. Do people need... I don't think so, right? No. Cambria, you might be surprised. Failed to get the current song. Hold up. What's the current song?
What are you doing?
What is that thing?
It's a vibe song. It's a vibe song. Yes. I don't mind this song. Yeah, I don't mind. Okay, so I've desync my cooldowns. I probably should have just held there, to be honest, though. If this was an anime, what I can tell you is that it's probably something like Boku no Mango or something like that. I think that's the name of the anime that this is. Something about mangoes. Okay, I held too long here. I did something wrong though. Yeah, I always have quiet music playing. It's not that loud. I don't like loud music on stream. Okay, so right now I'm about to pop off. I got infinite damage, like, right here. I'm probably going to rip threat even. So if your DPS die like that, that's a positioning problem, because you can position, like, significantly better. Oh, I blasted this. Yeah. Easy. All right, cool. How loud is the music for you guys? I don't think it's that loud. But you should be able to hear it. It's just normally, like, there's, like, little vibe music in the background. No, Cambria. So, what's interesting is a lot of people do coaching with me. I offer it through Patreon. So, anyone who does, like, a tier 2 sub on Patreon, I do coaching with them. And what do you think that people want from coaching? Yeah, it's like a way for me to earn a little extra money, and also I get to help people learn the game. So I love doing coaching with people. But, like, what do you think they're asking when they do this, though? Why the hell are you clicking with your mouse? I like playing like this. If somebody beats me in DPS, then I'll feel bad about it, and maybe I'll consider not playing like this. It works for me. And I'm kind of a believer of if it works, then it works. I could have pre-ramped that a little better there. I think that WoW players are way too caught up with optimization that doesn't actually... It might be like a 1% difference, but the truth is if you play well, then it's actually... It's not actually that much of a benefit. Like, please stop clicking. Why? But it works for me. But, like, do you think... I mean, my gameplay, I don't think it suffers that much. I hear the argument of, like, not clicking, but I think it... I've never really had a problem with it. I still think I do decent damage and decent... I think I'm a good tank and healer. You think so? The problem is that you don't know my situation. So how do you know I'm not supposed to click? For example, you ready for this? Validation or quick tips? Kind of, yeah. When people do coaching with me, most of the time it's actually setting up their character. Because a lot of times returning players, when they come back to World of Warcraft, dude, this game is so anti-new player friendly, it's unbelievable. Have you thought about that? Have you ever actually given that a little bit of time to think about, of just how absolutely terrible this game is for new players? It's so very, very, very new player anti-infriendly. So when players come back, they get overwhelmed by this game. And this is not about the clicking, but it's about what I was saying earlier about the coaching, right? And it was just like, just having somebody there to basically help you set up your character means a lot. Because I can save you so much time, and it's like, oh yeah, this is a macro, and this is how it works, and they're like, oh my god, that's so helpful. Or like, I copied this talent build from Icy Veins, and I'm like, okay, everything there is wrong, let's change that. And it's just like, a lot of times it's basic stuff. It's not always advanced, complicated, nuanced rotational things. Sometimes it is, but it's not always. Anyone know how to get plant protein in the beta? Plant protein? No. How do you approach content creation? I've tried making guides or healing out loud or comment dungeon run, early upload. I approach content creation as I just send it. Honestly. The DK guide is with Frost Strike, but you have to not do R. Just type in DK guide, otherwise it won't register the command. There you go. I should not have sent my dark transformation there because I don't have it here. So my damage this pull is going to be sad. My damage next pull will be good. So I'm not sequencing very well here because I'm going to lose a ton of damage on this pull. I don't think that Hikili being gone will make people struggle because in Midnight in general, it's much harder to do very bad damage. As of right now, it's significantly harder to be bad because they simplified things, so there's like less of a ceiling for people to approach, you know? Falling asleep night? Yo, good night. You get some rest, Beyblades. Okay, so this is where all my damage is, but unfortunately I think this is also where everybody else's damage is, so... Yeah, if I had only had transformation up earlier, I would have done significantly more. I think, though, that definitely there's a lot of stigma in World of Warcraft that basically says if you click things, then you're, you know, that's, like, super bad. But I actually can't figure out why. Why would it be bad? What does it do? I don't move with my mouse. I move with WASD. So it doesn't, like, I don't lose any sort of uptime, or I actually time things perfectly because of it. So I can be spamming 2, like, I'm in my rotation fully right now. So I don't understand actually why it would impact my rotation negatively. It's just kind of like this thing that people go around and they're like, well, you have to do this. It's like, why? How did you make your buttons? Clicking? I don't think so. It would be much... Dude, I'm fucking clumsy as hell. Dude, no. Because I'm clumsy as hell. Because I'm very, very, very clumsy. If I oftentimes mess up my modifier keys, because if I have to shift... like shift 2, for example, sometimes my pinky finger will slide and I'll hit control or alt. You know what I mean? But it's like, so right now, if I click this, I can do 1, 2, 3. My hand stays on 1, 2, 3, and then I can click over here, right? I mean, touch typing and typing. But so like, but my hand, it works much better for me. Because if I was trying to keybind everything, then I would have a significantly hard time with it. Like, I would fail, actually, if I was trying to keybind everything. Because my left pinky and this... Dude, I'm like an awkward penguin. I don't know how to do weird shit with my hand. The only one Oh, sorry, I can't do that. But the only one... I only know a few hand gestures, and none of them are stream appropriate. I'm trying for title next season as... Well, I mean, I don't think I want to go for title next season normally, though. I don't focus on what I have to click because I've been doing that for so many years now that I don't think about it at all. Like, I clicked my AMS there. Was that a problem? Like, I actually, like, that was a benefit for me because I can just keep my hand clicking 1, 2, 3. I swear that clicking, I understand a few of the other things that I do. People could say, like, oh, it's a DPS loss, but yeah, it's actually, like, I do think that the clicking argument is actually wrong. There are other things I do where I understand. But otherwise, I don't think so. The main thing that I do that is actually problematic because I tank is I don't strafe. If I strafed, I would be a better tank. But I have, for whatever reason, my brain has such a hard time registering it, so I actually backpedal. Yeah, PvP makes sense, but also keep in mind, like, the thing that affects me the most is playing with very high ping. Oh, you stole my thing. I should have min-maxed that by, like, waiting for my orb a little bit. Makes you not be... I mean, so I do this. I haven't missed the sing. I haven't dropped uptime once on this boss. I think I still have to send this pre-fire phase. It's really sad that my cooldowns don't line up very well, though. I don't think so. How do you know? Because I can hit from range as a DK. So if I run out of melee range, I can still hit, though. Like, right here, I'm hitting. Like, I haven't lost contact with the boss there. There are a lot of things, though. Like, so if I take a... I'll say this. If I take a 0.5% DPS loss because of the way I want to play, I am so okay with that. And that is the difference between me and everyone else who plays WoW. That's the thing that I can't... I am so okay. Like, obviously, I don't mind taking a little bit of a DPS loss. Like, I just don't think it's like a 10% DPS loss. 10%, hard to justify. 0.5%, like, let's say I parse a 95 instead of a 99. Bro, I don't care. That's great. Why would I... But you see what I mean, though? I disagree, though. I mean, that's fine. We can have different opinions, by the way. I very much always welcome discourse. You do not need... I don't crave confirmation bias, so I'm very okay with you having a different opinion than me. But I can tell you that there are a few things that you are not taking into account. Debating on cooldowns here. I think the right idea is to send this, but not anything else. Oh, I shouldn't have sent. I think I was trying to avoid the last screech. Okay, wait. You gotta wait like 10 seconds on this next pull, because I'm gonna be slightly shy of my transformation. So, look at my hand real quick on my screen. These are the things you're not taking into account. Look at my hand real quick. Can you see that? On my camera? See, look. This happened when I was 11. So I have an injury, right? I have all my keys bound, I just don't use them. So, that injury happened when I was 11 years old. It severed a nerve and several tendons in my right hand. I can't feel my fingertips very well. So, if I had an MMO mouse, which I don't have, by the way, my mouse has a single button, I wouldn't be able to use it anyways, because I cannot feel my thumb. I actually would have zero foundational knowledge of whether my thumb was on button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4. Like, that's why I've never actually invested in one, because it wouldn't help me at all. It would actually probably make me do significantly worse damage, because I would just fat finger it all the time. Because I can't feel it. Because this thumb has no nerve ending. That's like sometimes I pick up a hot plate and I'll burn my finger without realizing it, although obviously I'm better though. This is an add-on, yeah. It's better than the alternative of... Yeah, it's actually... So like, for example, if I keybound everything and tried to do that, I would play worse. I don't think that's just me, but also I don't tell people to like... The one thing that people always assume is like I'm telling everybody to do it. No, like if you're learning World of Warcraft, you should choose what works for you and then stick with that. You don't have to keybind everything. You don't have to click everything. You can do a combination of both. Try it. My pinkies are crooked from a burst, so you can't use Control and Alt. There you go. There's actually more than one way to skin a cat. Although, preferably, you're not skinning cats at all, because they're super cute, and it would be super weird if you were just out there in the real world skinning cats all the time. That is problematic, to say the very least. Iron doesn't verify what you said about clicking. If I came off as though I was saying it was superior, I did not mean that whatsoever. I just meant that there are infinite amounts of people who play World of Warcraft, and that's my opinion. I mean, I guess it's an opinion, I suppose. I think that maybe there are some things we can all agree on, although maybe there's somebody out there and he's just like, fucking cats. Oh. You never know. There are some weird people out there in the world. So, you know, who are we to judge? Yeah, also, I don't click everything. People always... Yeah, I've heard that a lot of like, wow, you're such a clicker. I'm like, I click my cooldowns. My rotational buttons are bound. If I click my rotational buttons, that'd be fucking terrible. That would be very, very difficult and very problematic for sure. Sorry, I didn't hear an answer. I got ads. Can you ask me one more time, Pogo? Because I forgot what you were asking at this point. I think that cast is going off, so let's pen this here. Oh, my damage. I want to keep them nice and stacked. Blinding Sleet, perfect. Boom, and here. Like, I don't think I lost any damage by clicking the Blinding Sleet there. I live that. Easy, easy. I'm going to go kick that Lecture, perfect. And here, my IBF if need be. The add-on, oh, it's called Warp Deplete. It is now an add-on instead of a weak aura. I War Stomp, Giga Tech, easy. Easy War Stomp. Cool. I think I hold Transformation here for a second. So the DK yesterday in beta who done one shot at the last, like a touch of death. Something about Putrefy, but I don't understand exactly what it is because I'm not noticing that much burst damage. Like, there's a lot of burst damage here, but there's not that much burst damage, though. What ability is Shift Q? Shift Q is Putrefy. That's the first one here. You're welcome. I'm working on my UI a little bit. I like this a lot more than what I originally had. Next thing I gotta do is set up Dander's frames. It's the new Unholy DK ability. Pretty cool. Basically, like, I'm like a necromancer of the undead now. Now, if I wanted to pad my overall damage, what I would do from this point is I would send my cooldowns right now, but I will actually hold for boss, I believe. Unless he pulls the big thing. Oh, okay. In which case I will not hold for boss. Never mind. Okay. So we're going to come here. Or we're pulling all of this. All right. Yeah, I basically think that I got to go Dander's frame soon. That would be the biggest kind of min-max from that point because I have been using base frames for a while. The other thing is I have a Platinator set up. I just forgot to enable it on Unholy for some reason. It did not track. It would be much easier for me to see like all these casters if I had a Platinator. I don't know if we need to res this. I feel like everybody's going to be fine here. I don't think I B-res, just in case we need it for boss. Yeah, we're chilling, we're chilling. Use Luxos UI. I don't like using full UIs. I'm a pretty minimalist when it comes to UI stuff, so I'm very okay using, like, just base stuff. Yeah, I don't really like huge UI things, though. Do you think Frost DK is still viable? I was testing Frost earlier. I did the Frost DK guide pogo with Frost Strike, who is like an amazing Frost DK player, and he taught me how to play it a little bit. I will say, I don't think I was playing it very well. I think there's a lot for me to learn about Frost DK, and I could probably use a lot more reps on that in particular. Like, for example, y'all have... hold on. I don't... But it did not feel as good as this. Unholy DK feels better. If I was playing Frost, I'd probably be below the Boomy this key. By the way, y'all have mentioned the fact that I'm clicking. You realize that I also have no runic power tracker and no combat. Like, I have no cooldown manager, right? No one's harped on that yet? I feel like everybody's focusing on the very wrong thing here. I have zero ability to understand my runic power right now. That's probably an actual DPS loss. The clicking is whatever. I have zero ability to track anything at the moment. I'm just kind of YOLO sending. And I think that YOLO sending is a lost art in World of Warcraft. I'm still doing good, yeah? Would you say I'm doing poorly this key? Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this. Do you think that my team is happy to have me in this key? Or do you think that they're like sitting here right now and they're like, fuck it, a Wu is DPSing my key? God damn it. Why can't it be someone else? Why can't it be anyone else? If only he had keybound all of his abilities and enabled his cooldown manager, we would be winning this key. But unfortunately, he decides to play the WoW in such a fucking terrible way. I hate playing with a Wu. He bricks all of my keys. Like, I mean, genuinely though, like, I should probably actually have the resource up. I should probably get that after this. But, it's such a weird thing. Like, okay, let me ask you this. Do you think I should... Oh, I should have defensive that. I didn't realize that was the overlap. That was a problem, but I we survived because I'm a DK. So I build resources here. The question is, would I be better if I didn't click? If I thought I would be better if I didn't click, I probably would, because I'm competitive enough. But I don't actually think that it would help me that much. But I see your point. Good question, though. But I do think that, like Moonbeam, if we were doing a retail key, like let's say Midnight Season 1 comes around, yeah? And you're on NA servers, and you say, yo, woo, you want to do a key? And I say, yeah, but I still play the way I play. Would you take me to your key? Or would you be like, there's another guy that's applying, and he has all of his things bound, so I'm not so sure about this woo guy. Like, that honest question, like, would you not take me because of that? Sometimes I feel like we gotta return to what the actual argument is. Oh, that single target's not bad. I'm okay with that single target. That's decent. That was like 78k there. I wouldn't take you. That's fair, Jack. So that's what I want to clarify, and that is absolutely fair. I would like you to know that, though. Okay? So that's why I'm asking. I actually was hoping that somebody would say that. You are completely justified for that. However, I think that... Oh, you're joking. Oh, no, I mean that seriously. Like, the thing is, I genuinely think that if you told me that, I would be like, okay. Like, I'm not going to argue with it. Fair enough. You're a key. You can decide. But I do think that it's a stereotype that we should break. Because if I say it to you that way, and you're like... I mean, I've seen you play, and like, you're kicking, and you're gripping, and you're AMZ, and everything, like... You're aware, like, I'm going to stop that surge cast right there, and then I'm going to kick it, and I'm going to blinding sleep, and you know that I know the keys, and I've at least studied. Imagine if you were still, you know, you had played with me before. I mean, I break keys sometimes, of course. And, like, movement, yeah. I mean, I push normally whatever score I want. Sometimes I stop early in the season. This last season, I stopped too early to actually get score stuff, though. But, the blindfold challenge, now that... You don't want me in your key if I do another blindfolded challenge. That I understand. Yeah. The blindfolded challenge was... That was fucking hard. So I know I'm going to just dot this up, and we're going to go here. We don't need the extra 2 mobs, otherwise I would grip them right now. So double putrefy, and then here, 3 targets, I believe, on epidemic. Okay, let's pull that guy up. Perfect. Now they're pretty grouped. I guess I just think, in my perspective, it's a lost art to enjoy the game without feeling like you need to parse 100. Like, there is this weird thing in World of Warcraft right now, and I've noticed this, and I don't know if you've noticed this before. I did a blindfolded key once. Slam bits. I did, last season. 15 Priory, I tried to tank it completely blindfolded. And that was the hardest challenge I've ever done in my entire life. That nothing compared to the blindfolded challenge. That should not have been possible at all, but I'd like to point out that we actually got 18 minutes through that key. And we might have had it. It was possible. Like, it wasn't completely out of the question. We have to go right now. Go, 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 go. I think you just pull both at this point. Oh, So, yeah, I wouldn't overestimate either. I mean, that blindfolded challenge was something else. That was crazy. Yeah, so I just don't think, like, if you parse 60 to 70, you're still going to be able to do almost any content in the game. I have done high keys with people who parse 60 to 70. They get carried a little bit, maybe, but, like, it's this weird thing where, like, everybody has to take and parse 100, though. Prop Pally will be okay, but I did notice it a little bit. I did an offline Prop Pally key yesterday, just to get some footage for a dungeon guide, and I did notice it, for what it's worth. I felt mortal in that Magister's Terrace, but I also did another Prop Pally key today, and it was fine. I think Prop Pally, though, ultimately just comes down to what key level are you playing. So at 15, you'll be, like, absolutely hard chilling, but at a very high key level, I think you could be in trouble. Like, maybe at 17 plus, I'm going to have to play Sentinel, and if I have to do that, then I could be in trouble. Because I just won't do enough damage. Right now, prop pally damage is decent, but you have to play crit wings. And if you don't play crit wings, then prop pally loses its kind of niche. It'll still make keys easier, but if you're stressing your healer and etc., then it could be problematic. So will it be okay? Yeah. You know, I don't think I'll go over 14. Then prop pally will be fine. We have no more res, unfortunate. Been playing Devour. I haven't actually got to try Devour yet. It's not something I've gotten to try yet. I think this boss is gonna kill a lot of pugs. Yeah. They should just play DK, and then they can just soak all the balls and not die. If I get played today, if you do more. Ooh, are you playing healer only, Lacus? I don't know how long Deco wants to be on. He's trying to learn a lot of these dungeons. I'd love to play with you at some point. I don't know how much longer either. I think stream today basically very much depends. I have work later tonight. I know I need to get some sort of workout done. It can be chest and arms is all I really need to do. I'm okay if I just do chest and arms and a little bit of shoulders. If I get it done on stream, I can stream longer. If not, I'll have to just end stream at a reasonable time. So it basically depends. I owe 3 more push-ups right now. If I get to 100 push-ups, it's fine. But basically, I think that'll be dependent there, how long I stream today. If not, I'll be back tomorrow. I know Arson, I think, will be back tomorrow as well, so I'll test more then. If you really prefer to click, you should just do that. I don't know. I think that it's still kind of individual. I think that it's not as much of a min-max as it is thought to be, you know? Seems to have been doing... No, I do most days, but why is my pet... Did my pet die? Wait, how did my pet die on this boss? That's so weird. Oh, I can just tank this, right? Wait, can I just tank this? Oh, kind of. No, not really. Playing healer. Oh, no problem, no problem. My single target feels decent right now. Oh, yeah, King. My streaming hours, it just depends. I didn't sleep well last night, so I kind of said, I was like, okay. So I have to, take yesterday off, and then I kind of filmed some stuff yesterday. Like, I really want to make the dungeon guides, because I think they'll help people, but the problem is that those actually require me to do, proper video editing. And I am terrible at video editing, so if I have to do proper video editing, then I have to take a whole day off to actually do the video. Because if I stream, then I won't have time to do the video. So I guess I could do the video on stream would be another option, but basically, because after this, I have things to do, and I have a real life, and then I have work. And it's like, But I think the dungeon guides are good, so I will take the time off to do them. Are you playing the completely caster build in this dungeon? I know it's a mount drop from the event is once per... Oh, I have no idea, Paliter. I do not know. You don't want to see my mount collection. It is very sad. It is incredibly sad. I am notoriously... Oh, see, my pet keeps dying. That's so weird. I didn't know my pet could die on this boss. I don't know what the bug is, but your pet should not die on this boss. Yeah, I basically just do keys. I don't really like doing much else. Wah. Yo. Not sure.
Oh dear. It seems the parameters I wove into my out of office.
Let me go get a little tiny bit of a snack, I believe. And then I'll either do one more key, like I said, and maybe I'll just actually go gym today. It'd probably be good. I've been kind of lazy a little bit with my workouts, so that's probably a good idea. No, we'll see. I like Unholy more than I like... I mean, I also like doing home workouts. Part of me just kind of wants to stay home and do a home workout instead of actually, going to the gym. I'm kind of okay with either, but I'm a little bit, iffy about that. The gym is sort of far. Nah, I mean, so basically, if I do the at-home workout, is fine. But otherwise, I'll go gym. Yo, thank you for coming, Milk. Also, I'm glad to hear that you click your abilities. I think still that it is okay to do so. Rushing Wind Kick. You were playing the caster build there. Interesting. Blood Beast Unholy was peak. I don't know about the RNG of that. For me personally, I haven't played Unholy in a very long time. The only Unholy thing, I mean, I recently just filmed the video with Obly, and it seems to be working pretty well. Like, I seem to be kind of understanding it. At least the Frost thing I need to work on a little bit more. Here. Let me link you the video for Unholy. Because that's a Giga video. Here, Unholy. This was Frost. There we go. And then this is the Obly video. It looks great. I mean, he edited it like really well. Share, copy, post, link. Bam. Here you go. It's completely free. I don't even think you need a membership there to see it. That's the Unholy guide. It would do so much damage, it's true. The only Unholy thing you do... Oh, damn, King. Whoa, how'd you know? How'd you know, King? It is true. I do Unholy things. Basically, I get this... in the bedroom, right? Like, one of my famous moves is I ninja roll over the bed, and then I'm like, what's up? Hand her a Capri Sun, take out my book of Unholy things, start reading. Works every time. This is the thing. Everybody thinks you gotta flirt by being like a normal person. You want to be as abnormal as possible. You gotta rule them out early. If you don't riz them with the tism, you're not gonna riz them at all. So you want to rule out all the people who won't like you for you. Rule them out early. Early and often, basically. It's like you exploit early and often in World of Warcraft because they never punish you for it. Basically, it's the same thing. You don't want them to like you for somebody that you're not. Why not? Capri, what's wrong with Capri Sun? Capri Sun is great, dude. I love Capri Sun. Wait, you don't like Capri Sun? Are you not a Capri Sun enjoyer? Really? Okay, I'm down to play either Frost or Unholy. I don't mind either. Also, it is the 11th today, right? Oh, it's the 10th. Cool. There are 2 more days of this. I don't think they aren't big enough. That's true. If they made a giga-sized Capri Sun, that would be amazing. 2 more days of that sponsor. I had my first stream sponsor this last month, and it was very cool. I hope, by the way, if you know any other sponsors out there, I'd love to reach out. No, the first stream sponsor ever was Opera GX, the gaming browser. Genuinely very cool, and to be honest with you, even if they stop sponsoring me, I will still use it because it is actually just better than the other things that I was using. I very much like Opera GX. It was very cool. And if you haven't tried it and you'd like to try it, it is completely free on that link. Capri Sun is gig. Is it actually? Wait a second. There's no way that they're big Capri Sun. I'm Googling this right now. Capri Sun, yeah? Big size. All right, big size. Normally, I wouldn't type this on stream. Wait a second, what is this? Wait a second, what is this? Wait, what? Hold up. No, wait 1 second. This can't be right. What is this? This is not a Capri Sun. What is this? What are these? Wait, big pouch. Wait, they have bottles of Capri Sun? This is a bottle. I thought they came in only these. Like, I didn't know they had, like, big jugs of it. We know it? Oh, shit. I didn't know that. It's basically Capri Sun, and also look up the many lies of Aubrey. Oh, really? Is that a thing? Okay, the other one is, you remember Sunny D? I kind of don't want to Google that on stream. I don't know what's going to come up if I Google Sunny D, but it's basically Capri Sun and Sunny D have a special place in my heart. We have Capri Sun in Germany, but Capri Sun is like the drink for kids, which makes it sound weird. Interesting. I did not know that. Yep, there it is, Lacus. I knew somebody was going to say something. It always happens like this. It always be like this. Yo, Gorilla. Oh, your name is Gorilla. Nice. And you have a banana. Well played. Here it is called Capri Sun. Interesting. Are you from Germany? What's really surprised me recently is I didn't realize how big World of Warcraft was in Germany. I had no idea until obviously the sauerkraut event has been massive, and I had no idea that it was such a big thing in Germany. It's so good. If you give your kids a small one, they will look at you in awe and full of jealousy, knowing will ask for more. Yeah, I had no idea. It's not a big thing in Thailand. Like, in general, Thailand is, like, World of Warcraft is a very small thing in Thailand, unfortunately. They like mobile games, they like League of Legends, and, like, some other things. Sunny Delight. Oof, delicious. Redshift, I don't have kids. But if I ever did have kids, I wonder... Sometimes I wonder what type of parent I would be. I wonder if I would be a good parent. I think I'd be a good dad in the sense of, like, kindness and patience and empathy. But also, I really don't like loud noises. And I'm kind of sensitive, I suppose, to, like, not sleeping very much and, like, disturbances in my schedule. And I kind of just worry about the logistics of being a dad. I feel like personality-wise, I'd be so good at raising kids, but I feel like I don't know if I could handle the logistics of it. You know? When I was playing Classic in 2019, your GM was Austrian. Because I got the world first Legendary in Classic, he got interviewed by the biggest German gaming magazine. That's crazy. I genuinely did not know. Have you done Seat before? Deco, have you healed Seat, though? Your Spectrum tends to make it rough. That's kind of the thing. I feel like I already saw, like, I have two really cute cats, right? But one of them is very loud. And when he starts screaming, my brain does the shift where I go from, this is the hardest key to heal. My brain has this shift where part of my brain goes, he's so cute and I want to cuddle him and he's adorable and look at this fluffy little monster. And the other part of my brain just goes, I can't even narrate that part of my brain. Because, like, there's, like, this absolute shift, and it's like I don't handle that feedback really well. So I feel like if a baby was crying and it was 2 a.m., I would just be like, oh, like, I don't know if I can handle it. And I would worry about that, to be honest. That is something I would think about. Yep. Okay. I can't stand loud noises, the mesistic, but I love those little rascals. And I know I'm going to miss it. Let's get almost all family in. That's good, Redshift. That's a good compromise right there. I feel like Kitty would be okay with that too. I think you can make a plan for everything, but I'm the sort of person where it's like I don't want to have kids and then not, I don't want to have kids and then be bad at being a parent. I would want to know if I'm going to be bad at it before I have kids. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking? Like, I wish I could know beforehand. And then, but I don't think anyone does. As far as I know, everyone that has ever had kids and that I've talked to them about it, they basically say the same thing. Like, I didn't know if I was ready, and like, you know what I mean? Like, they're like, I don't know if I would be ready for this. But the second I held my child, I just knew. And everything was okay. Like, that's kind of what I hear is, like, when you actually become a parent, there's this shift that happens in your brain, and you just go, okay, this is the best thing that's ever happened to me. You know? Before I should, yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. So maybe it would end up being okay. I'm not sure. Your son is 10 now, and you were able to make it through? I don't know. I really don't know what would happen. Aren't we all? Nah, I mean, like, not all of us, Cambria. I don't know if everybody is necessarily. Okay, let me just go grab a quick snack from downstairs, and I'll be right back. We do at least one more key today. The best part about having children is that you can teach them to farm gold for you in World of Warcraft. got some Parmesan cheese. Hmm. Let me turn my fan off. I'm hot. So the saddest thing about this Parmesan cheese here is the fact that this is the only remaining Parmesan cheese I have. Once I finish this, it's over. There's no more cheese after this. There's no more cheese in the fridge. I find this to be unfortunate because Parmesan is so delicious. And the other problem is it's expensive. It's like, $50 for a kilo of Parmesan cheese. But it's not 50, like you can get everything else cheaper. It's good. Oh, Cave Mobster. Dude, what's up? I haven't seen you in forever, man. How's it going? How are you? How are you doing? Hello. I'm eating Parmesan. I was distracted. How are you? Delicious. A lust. Nice. All right, snack consumed. Let's key. Redshift and Deco and everyone. I know this is a World of Warcraft stream, but first of all, thank you for sharing. I like talking about real things, and also hi, Gorilla. You can buy 13. Wait, what? What do you mean you could do €13 for 1 kilo of Parmesan cheese? Hold on, I was going to say something serious, but no, wait a second. I'm going back to this statement first, Gorilla. Wait, what? How much is Parmesan there? Cheese is imported here. The thing is that cheese is imported. In Thailand, we have certain things that are very cheap. Like chicken, for example. There are a lot of chickens here. So chicken is like 1 kilo of chicken is maybe $2, basically. Like 1 kilo of chicken, $2. You can buy chicken breasts, chicken legs, whatever. You know what I mean? Yo, Redshift just subscribed. Thank you for the Prime sub. I will add, by the way, every sub I'll put 3 push-ups. So I owe 6 more push-ups. I'll count subs for that. Thank you. Thank you for the Prime sub. But genuinely, I appreciate the willingness to dive into actual topics because it is a hard one. And you kind of when you talk to people about, you know what I mean? When you talk to people about kids and everything, I guess there's an assumption that it's all going to be okay. But I don't know about that, and it does concern me. I'm not going to have kids anytime soon, but it is something I've thought about. My dad just came out to visit me. I hadn't seen him in 8 years. Like, basically, I hadn't seen him in a very long time. He had never been to Thailand to visit me. And it was really great. But I also thought about children a bunch during that period of time. And it's like, what does it mean to be a good dad? And would I be a good dad? I don't know. I mean, my parents managed. I was not an easy child, too. God, I made their life hell. Not on purpose, just kind of on accident. It just sort of happened like that. Also, Deco, good luck. Massive HPS the whole time. Where in Thailand do you stay? Bangkok, the main city. I have been here for over 8 years now. It has been quite some time. Yeah. Nice experience, though. Whoop. He's doing the big pull, too, so basically, good luck on your HPS. Whoop, he did. Ha 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 ha. Rest in peace, our cooldowns. What do you think makes a good dad? That's a good question. That's a very good question, Cave. I actually think what makes a good dad. I might have a different answer. If you pull, you can do it. It's just your healer has to pump like a lot. I work in oil industry and Tomahawk's living in Thailand. Dude, that's cool. I think it's a great place to do that. If you were ever going to have a time to just be here for a little bit, it's such an Omega place to do that. What do I think makes a good dad? You know my actual answer to that question? I think my answer to that question is the ability to let things roll off your shoulder. Because there are many different families, there are different vibes, and there are different lessons that you can teach. But you can't panic. And you can't take things too seriously. And you can't hold yourself, if you want to raise a child successfully, you can't be busy holding yourself like this all the time. Because I think your child will accidentally learn by proxy to also hold themselves like this all the time. And so my goal, if I ever had a kid, would be to be as confident and as calm as I could be. I think that that's what would make a good dad. Because children learn by example far more than by what you tell them. You can tell them, oh, don't be anxious, you're going to be fine. But if you're a stress ball, then they probably will be too. At least that's my experience. So I would want to teach them how to not struggle with what I struggled with as a kid. And the only way for me to do that would be to work on myself so that I don't struggle with what I struggled with as a kid. I think that's my answer. Yeah. And I would be willing to do that because kids would be so important to me to have children that I love and that I can respect and that can be successful, that I would be willing to do the work on myself. Not just the work on myself, but also for everything. I would change my life for them. I would live differently for them. I didn't even hit anything.
A little longer.
What is the tank using to reset? First of all, are you tagging with keg, by the way, or just running past? Hold up. Wait a second. Reset real fast. Is the tank actually tagging the first pack? Because I didn't actually hit anything. I just hit the one global. No, hold up. You're going to reset the first pull. Wait a second. Hold up. Because that's what happened to my healer last time, too. No, for real, though. Reset. Oh, wait, what is this? Is he tagging it? I feel like he's just running past real quick. You have a 15-year-old stepson, and when my family got serious, I changed my whole lifestyle up. You know the really good quote that I actually love about this zombie is, you know how some people will say, I would die for you, but would you live for me? I really like that change of thought process of, if I really love my child so much that I would die for them, would I live for them? Would I work on my anxiety for them? Would I fix my sleep for them? Like, what would I do? You know? I like that way of thinking a lot more. Because I inherently believe that people can change. I think that that's the coolest thing about being human being, is that we are endlessly adaptable. But we have to have a reason to adapt. Without really strong motivation, maybe I would. That's a good question, King.
Hunt it down.
If I was going to have a child, yes. If I thought that would be necessary, absolutely. Not even a question. Of course. Yeah. There you go, Dark. Like, I believe in that. You know? That's just my inherent belief system, is that there are some things in life that are worth changing for. There's a website for that, Durin. No problem. Just so you know, Durin, there's a website for that. You can find it. You just good luck. I think it used to be a lot more successful like 15 years ago, but as far as I know, it's a lot more competitive now. You're on it? Is it working for you? I know somebody who genuinely has funded their entire lifestyle for the last, give or take, 15 years because they found success on that website. No joke. You tell me? I suppose not. You're in Twitch chat. I suppose if it was working for you, you would probably give a tier 3 sub like right now. You know what I mean, Darren? Like, so if you genuinely, if you had a sugar daddy, then you would just be willing to tier 3 sub to my Twitch channel. Like it would be no problem for you. So I guess we'll see if that's working. Okay, I will not hit anything. I am going to run past these first few. So he's spinning crane kicks there instead of keg smashes. That's why he's losing aggro. What do you mean I don't have a pet? What was that? What was that no pet business? Oh, what was that? Master Craftsman, thank you, thank you. Yeah, normally I'm only like a master baiter, so it's cool that today I'm a master craftsman. Hold up, let me do massive damage on this pull, and then also this next one, I'm going to help my team with an AMZ, because we're about to get a second set of chains. Yeah, this is an insane pull. I mean, technically speaking, if your healer has infinite HPS, they could probably do it, but you would have to have amazing set of defensives. I can Death Strike, Healing Strike, I'm probably... Oh, I'm alive. You know, Bloodlust would probably also help a bunch with this, that's true. I can AMS this. You don't have to pull 3 chain dudes, by the way. So, technically speaking, this pull will work if everybody blasted, but it has to die. If you do 3, it has to die before second, basically, before third set. And DPS defensive. Bloodlust for sure. And then defensive first and second. You have to have 2 defenses, basically, though. Copy that. All right. 3 is diabolical. I think 2 is maybe fine. Yeah, you got a Bloodlust a little earlier. I think so. I think so. You can try it one more time if you want. I think the meta will be like 2 of those, not 3. Yep. You were saying, sorry. As a parent, Oath Mountain, you said, as a parent, you never have to be perfect. It's just about showing up and doing your best. I'm okay with making mistakes, but I would also want to make sure that I show up in a way that's honest and, you know, genuine. I think that that matters more. I genuinely think rather than perfection, instead of chasing perfection, you should chase honesty. Because once again, I just think that kids are much smarter than we give them credit for. If you think your child is going to be, you know, so dumb and spacey that they don't actually see what's going on, I think you're wrong. I think children really do look up to their parents, and I think that they do take the lessons that you inspire them. So ultimately, if you are genuine and honest and you're not lying to yourself, I think your kids will end up being okay. Personal perspective. I think the willingness to teach them is also important, also letting them make mistakes. That's a good point, too. I mean, so there is absolutely an argument against helicopter parenting. I think that the thing is like helicopter parenting, right? So the idea is you can't actually, like your kid has to go out and eat some mud. Like there's the idea, right, that if your kid doesn't actually play in the dirt, then they won't develop a strong immune system. So you actually do have to let them do their thing. Dude, look at my HPS. Oh, no, it's Leeching Void. Never mind. I was going to say, hold on, how am I doing that much HPS? Yeah, it's the Void thing counting. I reset one more time. We could try it again. I don't know why I'm still counting as Frost on the meters. I am playing Unholy in this key. Yeah, I don't even think you have to chase honesty. I think you have to run from dishonesty. Does that make sense? I love the rugged look. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm growing out the beard. This is the longest and probably thickest beard that I've ever had. Like, oh, well, no, that's not true. There was the COVID beard. The COVID look was a completely different Awu. You ain't never seen an Awu like that before in your life. Now remember, during COVID, I had a wild beard. Yeah, basically, you have to run from dishonesty. Because it's, you can be as honest as you can, but there's always going to be the temptation of dishonesty. I just think that what you have to do if you're trying to be a genuine person, the real answer is to realize if, for example, you are lying to be accepted, right? Let's say, for example, yeah, if you are trying to mask yourself or be somebody that you're not just to be accepted, what if you win? The question everybody always asks themselves is, what if I lose? Like, what if, for example, it's like, what if they don't like me for who I am? So let me be somebody I'm not. My question for you is, what if you win? So let's say you go to somewhere, I don't know, you're going out or whatever, like a party maybe. You go out and you're trying to make friends. So you pretend to be somebody you're not, and then they like you for that. And you win. And they're like, oh, wow, this person's so cool. They say, do you want to hang out again? And you say, yes, I did it. I made some friends. But now the problem is you have to come back and be the same lie. So then what if it works again? And they say, oh, you're really cool. Come hang out more. And now all of a sudden you've trapped yourself into a cycle where you have to be somebody you're not all the time. And you're like, that's the thing that people don't realize. And you can take that to the nth degree and you can scale that as a parent, as a this, as a whatever. And it's like, just be yourself from the get-go. Not everybody's going to like you. There are plenty of people who don't like me. And that's okay. As long as I like myself, then I'm chilling. I heard a quote many years ago. I like this quote. It was basically like, if you're alone in a room and you're in bad company, then you've done something wrong. First and foremost, you have to like yourself. You cannot give somebody a loan of $100 if you do not have $100. The prerequisite for success is that you have to find a way to like who you are and what you have to offer. Personal opinion. Okay, so he's going to chain lightning that, so he has no threat whatsoever. Yeah, he has zero threat. So there is a trick for Brewmaster threat. If I get the Leeching Void, I will defensive. If not, then all good. Here. Beautiful. Nice healing, nice healing, nice healing. Hold up. And then this next one, I'm going to have AMS up, so I don't even take the chains. Did I AMS early? No, it was perfect timing. I can AMZ for my group as well on the last tick in this Leeching Void. 1 second. Here we go. Bam, bam, bam. Holy, we did it. We did the triple chain pull. Dude, he's a 300k HPS. That's ridiculous. It is actually an insane HPS pull, but I think that pull is fun. If you can do it, I mean, you know, Leeching Void is there, but there is a crazy amount of HPS on a pull like that. It is very fun to do, though, if you can. There are definitely times that you don't like yourself. Do you think that you know what it would take to like yourself? Out of curiosity? Do you know if there's something that you could do that would actually make you like yourself? Is there one thing in that? Because oftentimes I feel like people, sometimes we struggle with self-confidence, but we don't realize that there's actually nothing to change. And I think it's an interesting question to ask yourself, like, oh, what's the one thing I would change then if I'm not happy? Sometimes reality slides out from under, whether you're honest or not. You gotta make ends meet. And we live in a world which does not exactly reward prioritizing your mental health. You know, I think if you're in a position in your life where you have to be successful and you have to make things happen for yourself, you're certainly rewarded and expected to, you know, you're expected to not actually prioritize your mental health. You know what I mean by that? So, for example, let's say that you're at a job, the person who grinds the hardest, you know, you got to sacrifice those weekends, climb the corporate ladder. It's like, that's a weird thing. Or it's like, you know, sleep is a efficiency loss. If you're sleeping, then you're not working, and it's like, wait a second. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of weird things that happen, and I think that we have kind of gotten to a place where we prioritize the wrong thing. Well, that mage is... He did massive damage with those ads. He had full cooldowns. Okay, I will not grip the ads into the boss. The question is, how much damage do they need? Hold up. I'm going to War Stomp it here. And I will grip it away from the boss. My computer screen bugged, but I've got this. I've got this. I've got this. Also, if you are new to my stream, we don't always talk about this type of stuff, but we do often. I just kind of talk about whatever it is that I want to talk about. But sometimes I forget that I am also live, and I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. That's all good. Okay, I lost a bunch of my damage because actually for that entire time, I was not in-game. Where be the ads? I will help kill these ones. Boom, boom, boom. I'm going to lose a lot of damage here, no problem. I grip this one back out. I think I will even send army. And then for the last 15 seconds of it... I try to grip. Oh, he's getting grip through the thing. That's why that doesn't work. Okay. Perfect. Should be good now. Yeah, we have other specs like me who don't want to swap. I'm learning to like myself. A lot of people taught me that I shouldn't. That's a shame. I would have to have done my listening to learn to accept the faults that I have. Do you think that anyone could be perfect? I don't think that people can be perfect. I think that a lot of times grace and just in general happiness is kind of learning to realize and basically to kind of love the imperfections, because no one's actually going to be perfect. And no one is going to be liked by everyone. There will be people who vibe with you and people who don't vibe with you. And that's okay. Like, since I started streaming and putting myself out there, it's now been over a year of streaming, right? Been what, a year, almost a year and a half if you count the early days. Basically, I sort of count like starting stream around 2025, so a year and a few months. And, oh, what's up, Chad? Dude, Chad, did I also just randomly see you on the green platform, by the way? Is that you? Because I thought, was that you? Yeah, I was about to say, like, I recognize your name, but I didn't actually know. Yeah, okay, that makes so much sense. Yeah, I was like, huh, that name looks familiar. I just so happened to see it. Yeah, of course. It's always cool to see people playing WoW on the green website. People don't normally play WoW. I always multi-stream there, but I have such a hard time responding to everything perfectly, though. Yeah. Alright, let me get you back here then. In a second. I'm trying to keep up with my tank. He's doing some absolutely wild pulls. I don't know where he's going. I'm just following him around and doing my best. I'm trying to compete with the two OP specs right now. It is difficult. Holy, these are crazy pulls in seat. I've never seen a seat routed like this at this point. This will be the first time I've actually seen this dungeon done in this way. It is kind of insane. I grip. Perfect. Now I AMZ. Holy. You know, Cave, when I was growing up, all I ever wanted to be was like everyone else, because I hated the fact that I was so different, and I was willing to do actually anything to just be normal. That's all I ever wanted when I was growing up. Genuinely, I just craved it so much, because I caused so many problems, and I felt like a burden to my family and everyone who ever cared about me, and I so desperately wanted to be just like everyone else. And I would have given pretty much anything for that. And I am so thankful that as an adult, I saw the fallacy in that and learned how to be myself. Probably the best pickup, the best skill I ever learned is how to be true to myself. Why does my damage feel all of a sudden nerfed? I feel like I just don't think I'm keeping up with the arcane, I'm pretty sure. I don't say I was a good kid. I was a very sick kid. I just had a lot of medical problems, so I wouldn't say I was a bad or a good kid. Basically, I was a bad kid, but in terms of, like, not breaking the rules, it's just, I was sick all the time. Like, the amount of money spent on my health was insane. I always felt terrible that my family had to pay so much just because I was in the hospital, like, actually almost every day. Like, they knew me by name. Like, we didn't even have to check in. Like, basically, my lungs would stop. I would not be able to breathe. We lived very close to the hospital, so I just lived there. Like, basically, I was there all the time. And you know, we just walked in, and they were like, "Yep, there it is. He's back." And they knew all of us, and I was on a breathing machine for a very long time. I started school years late, and yeah, like, I was just. My problems as a kid were that I was super sick. Okay, do I not have my pet out or something? My pet must be on passive. I know I was saving cooldowns, but this doesn't... Why does my damage feel so nerfed? My lungs stop? I mean, that's the thing. I almost died all the time. Like, I came closer to death as a kid, like most people ever come in their life. Look at you now. Yeah, but that's why... So I value health today because I didn't have health for a long time. That's the thing. I don't think it's really possible sometimes to value things truly if you've never gone without. And for the vast majority of my life, it was like the doctors were always looking at my parents and they were like, "Hey, just so you know, like, he's not going to make it." Like, that was just straight up. And it was just like a thing everybody knew. And I was there, and I just did my best. But basically, yeah, I mean, that was my life. I was always the kid that they were like, he has like a 3% chance of survival. You ever hear that story where you're like, "Oh, little Timmy, like, just so you know, little Timmy, like, he's got a 3% chance of survival. Like, you need to prepare yourself." And then somehow I am here. And not only am I here, but they were like, even if he does survive, he's gonna need constant care. Like, he will never be independent. Like, he will need to live with a caretaker for the rest of his life. I mean, you know, like, it is what it is. How did that guy pull? I've heard that this boss, since the buffs, is actually hard to heal now. I guess it's his fault. Oh, no, I don't feel that way anymore. Don't worry, I'm chilling. No problem. Thank you, though. Yeah, like, so I just got to go through everything early, which is awesome, but also gave me this terrible sense of humor. So one of the reasons that my sense of humor is so ironic is simply because my life was very ironic. And also, nothing really shocks or offends me. But you know the problem with the fact that nothing really shocks or offends me? It's the fact that I make jokes I'm not supposed to make. You see the problem with that? You see where the issue might come, right? Because of the nature of my childhood, there are a lot of serious things that I probably shouldn't joke about. But I don't find them to be that bad. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It certainly gives you... It checks you a little bit. Well, I think 3 targets should be necrotic coil. Yeah, dude, my humor is pitch black. I don't mind it, but it's pretty dark. Okay, get as many coils off as I can in this window. There we go. Okay, at least I'm kind of keeping up on boss damage. I'm, like, mostly interested in this conversation and kind of interested in the fact that I am doing Unholy DK testing. It is difficult a little bit, I'm not going to lie, to do both. Because I'm trying really, really hard to keep up with the actual overpowered DPS. And I think I'm doing an okay job, but, like, I'm also just doing my best out here to do both. Have I been logging these last 2 keys? I don't think so, because I logged back into my... I actually don't think so, unfortunately. Yo, this guy, he shreds through armor now, I think is one of the things. The bleed ignores armor. So whereas normally I'd be kind of tanky against this, I am in fact not right now. No, I think unfortunately I am not logging at the moment. Okay, I'm going to go here then, and then I will AMS and grab this one. Perfect. And then we need to kill the Shadewing, dude. He is the main target now. Oh, I think you're probably has some dark humor. No, I mean, so basically, when you grew up the way that I did, most of the kids that I grew up around are, well, they died. And so it's a reality of my life that bad things happen. A lot of people, if you've never encountered maliciousness or just genuine sadness and despair, like, you have no real way to process it. Like, it's basically impossible for you to actually conceptualize and process the fact that sometimes bad things just happen and there's no reason for it. So how are you supposed to kill this guy? Because he has a lot of health right now. My thoughts on mac and cheese? Freaking delicious. However, there was somebody I saw the other day, Raylan, and I will say this, okay? Listen. So there was this one dude, and he was making, Kitty was watching it. He was making some fancy food, and he was ranking all the mac and cheeses. And he put Kraft mac and cheese as 0 out of 10. He was like, Kraft mac and cheese is actually terrible. And I was like, bro, this is the most false thing I've ever heard in my life. Kraft mac and cheese is amazing. And he's like, nah, the thing is, like, it's squishy and texturally, it's kind of just like, you know, it's not great. And I'm like, bro, what do you on about? Like, I don't know what type of mac and cheese you grew up with, but Kraft mac and cheese is kind of the base food for most of the people that I know. So I was really almost upset, you know. Also, what is happening with this guy? Like, what is wrong with his health? Like, I don't understand. Is it my pet has been going all over the place trying to hit him? Am I bugged? Am I like, is my gear wrong or something? You have to keep going with it. Bro, what did they do to this boss? Like, hi, Anisket. I'm very confused about what's happening here. Also, my damage is completely terrible, mostly because I don't actually understand what this boss is now. Yeah, what's up? After our chat yesterday on my walk today, I didn't get there. Oh, that's fine. You know, the thing with slouching is posture, working in PT now for a while, posture is completely a myth. Like, it's a very strange thing. It looks bugged. Yeah. Like, this guy, I don't know what his health is. My pet has been trying to chase him, and it looks like my pet doesn't actually hit him. Because I have cooldowned this guy, like, a lot. And he is not dead. I'm going to stop that cast. I will stop it again. And I need to stop it one more time. Oh, the screech went off. Yo. Hold up. We're alive right now. I'm going to res. Holy shit. No. What is actually happening? My pet is bugged too. Not hitting him. It looks like my pet is also... I don't understand. What did they do to this boss? Did we already kill the boss? So wait, we killed the boss. His pet's just chilling. Yeah, you don't have to take the pet. You just come over here, I guess. You just skip the pet? I have no idea what's going on there. Alright, well, all good. How goes the Unholy DK Adventures? Pretty good right now. I'm having a good time. I'm having a better time on Unholy than I did Frost. I need more practice on Frost. But I feel like my Frost is lacking. I've only ever done a single key in the entire history of WoW on Frost, and it was earlier today. Well, we're dead. Well, it was going well until it wasn't. But seriously, what is up with this boss? And why does he have 84 million health? I don't understand what happened to the boss. This bug was already here in Legion? Wait, what? I have no idea. It was a clip? What do you mean? Wait, what? What did I miss? What is this? We're alive right now. It's super late. Thank you again. Oh, yeah. See you later, Chad. Let me pass you a follow here, too, though. I didn't actually realize that. What's up, Raylan? Also, hi, Raylan. That's not much of a difference from Season 3 to pre-patch Frost. I can't comment on Frost. All I know is I got to do a collab, Anisket, with one of the actually awesome Frost DKs. Like, seriously, one of the best Frost DKs in the world. I got to ask him to basically teach me Frost. I made a little video about it, and it was really cool. And hopefully I can do even more stuff like that, because it was awesome to learn from such, like, an actual expert. So I need to heart that.
Wasn't necessary.
That was really cool. But I still have a lot to learn about Frost, to be honest. All right, I'm going to go gym. Who's on? Thank you guys for hanging out, and I appreciate the conversation. Yeah, it was super cool. Thanks for stopping by. I'm gonna go gym today, so I will see who's on at the moment. I'm just catching the end of the stream. Yeah. I gotta work on some stuff. I have a lot of cool ideas for content, but it takes me forever to make the content. So now I'm like, oh man. All right, who is this? First person on recommended. I don't know who this is. Welcome to the home. All right. I guess they're playing WoW. Thanks for gaming. Yeah, of course, of course. You were healing like a madman in that past dungeon. By the way, Deco, you were healing like an absolute insane healer. Like, you were doing crazy HPS. The way that tank was pulling was asking you to do ridiculous HPS. I don't know what build you were playing exactly, but the first pull in particular, you were absolutely owning. I mean, basically, you just conduit Chi-Ji. I mean, it is just Way of the Crane. Like, you're just spinning Crane Kick on repeat. But still, that's crazy. It's insane, actually, how much you're doing. HPS-wise. Massive HPS. Raiding with Gaslighters Anonymous. Well, I know Gaslighters Anonymous. I will be here starting 3 p.m. Thai time every day this week. Oh, 3 p.m. Thai time. Interesting. I'm having to weave in the instant cast enveloping mists. That's it, though? That doesn't seem that bad at all. Yeah, you were doing awesome. I want to see if I need to actually inspect your build, speaking of which. You were playing Ribbon and Gaze with a staff. You're crafted and statted, but let me see your build here. You're just playing Tranquility and Legacy. I mean, these are the only differences between what you're playing and what I was playing. I had just dropped Legacy, and I was playing through... Actually, what was I playing through? I'm not sure. Yeah, you're not playing that build. Your build is not that different. I don't know where this talent point was for me. But I am curious now. Well, if there's one thing I've learned from this stream, I suppose if I ever wanted to have children, maybe it would work out. That's mostly what I've learned today, Lacus. So, that's not a bad thing to learn. Ooh. Gym time, huh? I'm just trying to see who is on for fun. There's the log of that dungeon, if you wanted to see it. Oh, it's okay. The question is, who should we go say hi to? Let me go say hi to someone. Are you leaving us? Well, I mean, I'm at least going to go say hi to someone. Did she just start stream? What's she doing? Yo, what is this? Why is she on right now? Birthday stream. Easy. Done. I know we can go say hi to. No, I got it. Cool. Cool. Bye. I think, by the way, tonight I might work. I might be here for a little longer. I might hang out here a little bit longer if you want to come hang out. I will consider it because I actually wanted to I forgot I was going to make a video. Yeah, no, sorry. I will be there for a little longer. I think I will stay on the Yeah, if you want to come hang out, I'll be here for a little longer. Otherwise, go say hi to Storm. Sup, Lacus? Because I got to make a Prot Warrior guide. That's actually what I was going to do today. I was going to buckle down, and I was going to make the Prot Warrior guide. Yeah. Otherwise, here's the Discord. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Hi, Storm. Holy. Yeah. Wow, she has cool music when you do that. I owe some push-ups, but that's okay. Da 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 da. Oh, ooh, Lou. Wait a second. Also, my YouTube. I want to make the Prot Warrior guide, I think, before I get off tonight. I might try to just do it right now because I still have some energy. I will make that here if you want to come hang out. But otherwise, I will see you later.